we go. Let me mute that. All right, we're live.
All right. Welcome in, everybody, to show number 23 of Press What to Join. We've got a great show for you tonight. A lot happening in the gaming industry on the Xbox side, right? Xbox Showcase. We're going to take time to talk about that, talk about, was the showcase successful? How did it prep us and excite us for next gen? What games were we excited about? There might have been a small release or preview for a game called Halo. But yeah, Halo Infinite, definitely going to talk about that one. Obviously, we got our ties to Destiny, and we're excited to see a Beyond Light gameplay tweak as well as Game Pass news. We'll be talking more on that. There's Phantasy Star Online 2 clarifications and updates and future DLC to talk about. Jay and Geek have been continuing to play Sword Art Online. We've got community feedback and a whole bunch of other news in our roundup today. But we're excited to have you in. We've got GMD Geek on today's show.
What's going on, everybody?
And Unforsaken Jay.
Good evening.
And myself, Autonomy. So, guys, how's the week been? You guys excited for the weekend coming up?
It depends. What's the weekend coming up?
Well,
I need some downtime.
This weekend? Downtime? Been a busy week, I take it then. All right.
What's up,
yeah, it's been a long week for me, man. So,
hey, Spark, are you working tonight? We have a question for you. If you're not working, let me know. No, it's just been a really long week. This is my first week. I changed positions and teams at work, so this is my first full week at that. So adjusting to that, and then some other stuff going on, and a very excited guest for next week. Yep. That was pretty dope. So yeah, I took last night off from Destiny, which is really, really weird. You're home. Awesome. What's up, Vegeta? Wait, Spark isn't at work? That
a rarity.
Okay. Well, later in the show, Spark, we're going to want to talk about the card game that you shared with us. Oh, you got out early? Oh, good behavior. So we might have you come on stream and explain the card game to us. So once we get through all this stuff here, since you're home and everything, if that's okay with you. Yeah. We're good, Vegeta. We are doing well. Just getting everything started.
Indeed. Oh, I just stole Jay's line there without realizing it.
I think
I trolled you into using it.
Everybody's been using it now. Vegeta even uses it now a lot. I don't think he realizes it.
Indeed.
Ooh.
Indeed. So, I did order. This is gonna sound so bad. Totally off topic. We'll get back on here in a second. We were in CB's channel the other night, and we were talking about potatoes and the ultimate potatoes, and I showed him. I shared a Twitter. I did a tweet about. Hey, what's up, Jay?
Happy Friday, Jason.
Where I don't mind being called potato because I have a Bumble Spud and an Optimus Spud potato head figures. So I ordered a mini Iron Man and a mini Hulk potato head. And I think I'm going to have to ship one of those to CB or put inside a case that I'm building.
All right. Nice.
So,
actually, that'd be a good little surprise there. Kind of a, obviously it'd be a great gift to receive anyway, but then having a little nice surprise inside there.
The technical moment, one of the things I'm trying to do is I have a spare Todd McFarlane Saint 14 figure. Mm-hmm. And I do the Gundam, so I have the LED model kits, right? That you can put LEDs inside. So I can pop the head off the Todd McFarlane, use a little bit of a Dremel, and put in some plastic pieces to do the eyes and light up the helmet. So what I'm trying to figure out right now is how to set that to convert, instead of using a battery, is to use one of the RGB power connectors on the PC. So you could literally put the figure inside the case and have the case and the RGB lighting control Saint 14 lighting. So
Otto is now interested.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm working on that one. I'll let you guys know how that goes. That's my geek moment.
That's
for
good.
The week. Probably what I'll be working on tomorrow.
I was about to say, man, you've got more side projects than I definitely can keep up with, but it's admirable.
He's got more side projects than you can shake a stick at.
I can't be idle, man. I hate being idle. I have some serious
You know,
goals.
no pun intended on the guy named Idol that we know.
We got to figure out where has anyone seen Idol? I haven't seen him online or he's streaming anything in like almost 3 weeks.
Yeah, I need to
Uh-oh.
message him, see if he's out.
Yep.
Right.
Hello, Vader.
Vader.
There's somebody I was looking for.
I was trying to find you earlier.
All right, guys. Well,
Okay.
let's jump right into things. Xbox had a
'Kay,
hour-long
Fable.
games showcase this week. Jay's jumping right into the very end of the show with Fable, it sounds like. Did we want to start with Halo talk, or did you want to jump right
Yo,
to Fable?
Country Henry, how you doing?
Let's start with my face inside my face.
Let's start with your face. So if y'all
Let's
noticed,
start with my face
Otto is letting
again.
his hair grow out a little bit.
Where
So,
is
Yeah.
my screen?
It's
So
going to
far,
be
it's
a
going pretty
mullet.
well
I'll
for him.
get the mustache back soon enough.
Oh, that's right there. Okay. I was like,
And
why
then
is
we
it
will,
why is it not sharing appropriately? And then I realized
it's
Oh,
It's
now it's a
because-
face inside a face inside of a face.
yeah.
right.
There we go. I
You
thought it
use
was.
your
I kept thinking it was the actual OBS screen, but it was just the screen, ironically looking like it. So, because I had this up, and I was just like, "Oh, press what to join?" No. Anyways, yeah.
All right. Well, I was thinking we start with the big one, just get it out of the way. Halo Infinite. Are you guys cool to start there? There are plenty of games that we can certainly touch on, but you want to start with
Yeah.
Halo?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can go talk to Halo.
So, my initial impressions, the OG feels from the original Halo.
All caps from Vader. Fable.
We'll get there, bro. We'll get there.
We'll get to
Fable
Fable,
was
yep.
by far my favorite. Just saying, for trailer.
Vegeta said,
Yeah.
"Let's go, Halo."
So, what were you guys' first impressions, right? Like, first also, like, did you guys watch the show live? Did you catch it after? Did you see
Well,
the internet talk about it or meme it at all before watching the trailer? Where were you guys at with how you watched the first?
I got to see Twitter blow up a lot, and then because I didn't actually look at any of the posts or anything.
Yeah.
I just saw it was blowing my phone up because everybody was tweeting out about Halo, and then I saw Fable, and then more Halo.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, man, I guess I need to check this out when I get to the house. So I did. And I was like, huh. That's a little different. Some of the guns that are in there actually did.
Yeah. Now, what do you
Was
think
fun,
about
though.
these sections here too? Because right off the bat, they introduce a different character. I haven't played Halo 5, played all the other ones.
You're
I
not
don't think that
missing
this is a
anything.
character from
5 was
Halo 5.
horrible.
But this is like they're like Chief's there, but they're also trying to like humanize or add some humor into this. What would you guys think of that element and how they're
No,
maybe
I thought
approaching
that
some of the
was-
storytelling?
I thought that was interesting because, I mean, like, it kind of like I guess you could say, like, a little bit more story-ish,
Yeah, it gives you more depth to it.
you know?
The problem I had with when you cut. Now I'm bringing this up so you watch from here, and you see the refinement inside the CGI and the graphics,
Mhm.
and then you go out to the combat where they were showing you basically the gameplay, right?
Right.
I got thrown back to the original kind of mechanics from Halo, say 2. And then you could even see how those mechanics influenced, say, Destiny. So the scenery is great, but some of the graphics at times seems like it's not quite refined yet. The ray tracing's there in this, and you can see that with the lighting changes. But some of the graphics, I felt a little underwhelmed on some
Okay.
of those. Not that they were bad, because I've seen much worse, but it wasn't what I was expecting for graphic after seeing all the work that they put into Master Chief in that first trailer.
Right. Now, I'll
And
say
Vader says, I noticed
I
that
do
too.
I do agree, and I heard that kind of feedback here. I think my impression, I wasn't necessarily looking for maybe graphics that I hadn't seen before.
Mhm.
And for me, I wasn't so thrown off by that. But what took me was more of like this looked and reminded me and felt like Halo 1. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, when you if you pause here and like look at the open world HUD, this is definitely different. And I think that I have comments on like how this is the key to how Halo Infinite grows as a 10-year game rather than a sequential like 3 years for Halo, Infinite 1, or 3 years after for Halo Infinite 2, that kind of thing. But
An
even like looking
evolving
at just
world.
right, exactly, because I did see some comments from the game directors that this isn't going to be something that they intend to just stop and have like a end story point. It is something that they want to make an evolving world.
Well,
It's not quite going to be something like a Destiny, but they're going to add content to this, and
yeah.
they want to grow it in almost a 10-year fashion, is what I heard.
Well, my understanding is that one of them tweeted out or made a comment in an interview regarding the word infinite.
Hmm.
They want it to be an expanding kind of world and not
Yeah.
a 3-year shelf life kind of a thing, but more fall along the suit of, say, like what Destiny's doing, and growing, and releasing new seasons and all that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how that that develops along the way. Now I'm also interested in the mechanics, because seeing how the Warthog here drives and controls, I was definitely interested. You can see the ray tracing prevalent in the water and everything, but
Knowing how you drive,
yeah.
I mean, it looks like it.
I'll shoot,
like,
you drive.
It drives like Halo 1 or Halo 2 or 3, right? Like
it doesn't matter what game it is for geek
Yeah.
driving, it's just going to be bad.
See, like here you can see his arms and his armor and stuff when he punches, and
Yeah.
even there it looks flat. The
Yeah.
green looks. I mean, you get a little bit of ray
It
tracing.
looks more like like a matte green.
But it
like
looks
army
kind of
green.
like a matte flat kind of a finish. See, watch right here. See, there was no shining, there was no tracing. So there you get a little bit. So
Not
I was probably being a little bit too critical on it, because the game's not supposedly finished yet. But at the same time, I didn't
They're
like the
still
jump
showing it.
kind of axe thing. You mean the grappling hook?
Yeah, I think.
A lot of people are excited about having a grappling hook. The different types of grenades look really cool too. I picked those apart. The grenades look pretty awesome.
And I do think that this weapon in particular and the
This
riot
was cool.
shotgun
The
that they
shield.
introduced, those looked
That's-
good and sounded good.
well,
The assault
Because
rifle
you can still
felt a
shoot
little old.
through that, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah, and there's that one that Vegeta was
What's
kind of
up,
talking
veteran?
about there.
yo vet.
You got. We haven't talked. We were just talking about your frog name. So, but yeah. So I'm interested to see where. I mean, I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna lie about it. I love Halo. I started Halo.
Right.
Halo started, for everyone that's a Destiny person, Halo is what started this all. So it'll be interesting to see how this franchise can reboot itself, because I think they did a huge injustice to the franchise when they made Cortana bad. How do you do
Right.
that? And you try to villainize, to an extent, Master Chief.
Yeah,
Probably
I mean,
not
I
the
feel
best
you.
thing.
The one thing though is like, or actually, let me ask here too. Like, do you guys think that like some of the critiques of Halo 5 were that it was deviating away from the core formula a bit,
Mm-hmm.
that it was
I think
becoming
that's
maybe
why-
a little faster gameplay? Because I think like what I saw here was a response to some of the criticism that I heard, or the things that turned me off from playing it as a guy that's played Halo in the past.
Yeah.
Right. Like I see a return to form in
You
understanding
can
the
bring
OG players.
Yeah, you can bring new story, you can bring new content, you can do development, you can introduce new things. But when you totally disregard what made the franchise great, at that point, Halo 5 to me wasn't Halo. It should have been something else. It's a Spartan something, but nothing to do with Halo.
Right.
Because it wasn't what it was founded on. How
Yep.
many people growing up, I know a lot of guys that are a little bit younger than I am, they grew up playing there. It was like, dude, Master Chief is the bomb. You know?
Oh yeah. And I mean, Halo at LAN parties,
yeah.
and the introduction of Halo 2's multiplayer, right, changed and set the tone for what I look for in a lot of multiplayer elements, right? A lot of
Yeah.
that's rooted in what Bungie and the original Halo franchise did. I mean, because this is also right on Game Pass, so it's in a phenomenal value, I think, for anybody that has Game Pass immediately.
I
out of the
still
gate
can't
here.
believe that these games, if you have the ultimate Game Pass,
Yeah.
you get to play this on day one. I mean, So, I mean, this I think is where Sony is going to struggle. The fact that, like, okay, we got burnt with Halo 5, right? So if I have an Ultimate Game Pass, I can go play this, and then I can make the decision: do I want to buy it? Because it's not going to stay on Game Pass forever. It might. You never know, but they got to make money somehow. So I'll be interested. If it plays well, then I'll probably buy it because I love supporting the game developers that put the time in. Now, if it turns out that all the hype's in the video and we get something like Anthem, yeah.
I mean, yes, sure, right? Like if it turns out and doesn't have the staying power that Anthem has, that won't be great, especially if that's part of its design.
Jason says, I will be signing up for Game Pass for sure. Just need to figure out how to get the new console sent to China in fall because I know he can't buy it there. It'll be counterfeit.
Oh, wow.
And Vetson says, Halo 5 was, I think some of the ideas for Halo 5 were good, but they missed the mark on the execution. I agree. I fully agree on that one. Yep. They could have done much, much better.
So. Yeah. Now, how about the story elements here too, right? Like they started and ended the 9-minute clip here with story elements. Just having a big central bad guy calling you out, does that work for you as a kind of like a plot point? Have an antagonist, a villain like that you're
however,
personal connection to?
I'm going to rewind just a little bit here. You know what I first thought when I saw this? Gaul.
Yeah.
So much similarities between this and that, and wanting to be the ultimate warrior and everything. I was just like, crap.
Yeah.
So you got the Gaul,
which on the field.
Yeah. I was just like, so I don't know. We're gonna have to see how it plays out. I think they got a lot of good things, and I just hope, because the problem that we're gonna have, and everyone in chat, or you guys can correct me on this one, is you look at the mechanics of the gameplay. Destiny, grenades, punches are the same, different guns, kind of same aiming mechanic kind of thing. Jumps and everything. Grappling's
it's
what's
a slower
different
gameplay too than Destiny.
Yeah, so you're also not in 3, not that we know of. Is there a co-op mode? Does anybody know if there's a co-op mode
in Halo?
Mm-hmm.
I would expect there to be.
I mean,
I don't know there is. I would be very disappointed if there's not. I mean, we obviously know multiplayer is going to be there, but there's like
PvP stuff.
Co-op is part of Halo. I would be very surprised if there is not co-op as part of that campaign, especially in an open world.
It could make more sense though.
They haven't shown that. If you go back to like the map scene here too, because I think like that's going to be the key to the depth of the game, right? Letting you choose the side missions to go after, prioritizing and like opening up main missions right at the right time here. But I think like this is an interesting screen here too, because there's also like upgrades, which to me in the past versions of Halo, I don't believe that we really had. I was listening to Podcast Unlocked earlier today, and they were starting to talk about what those upgrades are. So there are going to be things like the grappling hook, which you get as an upgrade and can upgrade shields. In more detailed shields, things like that, but not necessarily like the armor. It's not going to go full on RPG, right? So it is going to stay rooted in its Halo-ness, that it is, there is some simplicity to that you are already the master soldier, right? You don't have to level up your character from nothing into strength, right?
Yeah, because I would like to see us be able to group up either 3 or 4-man team, go do campaign stuff together, go do story mission together, go farm stuff if we have to, explore different things, get the upgrades, develop whatever, get some achievements for hidden trophies or whatever you want to call them. But one of the things that made Halo super to me, and I watched this trailer, I watched a couple other ones, I've read through some stories. I've seen no co-op, and that kind of, we said, well, it's Halo, it should be there. And we know there's going to be PvP, but everyone, and one of the reasons I think Destiny did so well is you have a 3-man fire team. You get to group up with your buddies and go have some fun.
Right.
So, we'll see.
I'm trying to see too if co-op's listed on the game page here too. Live single player, live multiplayer, live online multiplayer. I'm gonna see how they list this to see if they list co-op on here in other games. Let me take a look. All right. All right. I don't know. I think overall I'm gonna still keep looking this up, but I was happy enough by it. I was a little surprised to see more negativity. There was more negativity towards it than I thought there would be. Now I think there are many still like positive things that I saw on it in general here. Xbox Live Online Co-op. All right, so I'm trying to look and compare Destiny 2's Xbox Store SKU versus Halo Infinite's.
Okay.
I don't see a capabilities that says Xbox Live Co-op on it. I'll pass you the links just so you can show chat here too. Now, this is not like auto-confirming or denying, right, that this exists in the game. This is more of just me just trying to take a look, right? So you just comparing Destiny 2's store listing, if you scroll down into the capabilities here, Xbox Live Online Co-op 2 to 6. If you click the second link and go over to the Halo Infinite, I don't think that that's in that section. I don't know if that means that there isn't co-op, but I'm just trying to find a little bit based on what the marketplace stores are showing.
Xbox Live local multiplayer.
Right, doesn't say co-op. There's a different tag, right? They have a different line item in their database for classifying co-op. So we'll see.
And to answer your question, Jason, yes, my understanding as of right now is the Xbox and PC release side by side. Sometime in
it says right there too. Available on Xbox One and PC right there.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that the harkening back to the original Halos definitely caught my attention. I think exploring a Halo ring in an open world setting can also be very interesting. They could definitely put a lot of collectible stuff in there, and skulls and other stuff like that to like hunt down. So I'm interested. I'm definitely interested, and I think as a launch title, this is a great thing for the Xbox to have as a Series X launch title.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Vet's going to be playing it. That dude does every game, including Call of Duty freaking Zombie Apocalypse, whatever that was. I had never watched any gameplay for that game until the other day when I was watching Veterans show. That's not a Call of Duty game. That was so weird. I was like, it says COD, but it doesn't look or feel like COD. It was weird.
Right. So. Jason, to Jason's point, right, there definitely is multiplayer in this. There was a very brief rumor, which we honestly probably shouldn't even talk too much about, that there wasn't.
Studio head
definitely
Chris
has been
Lee
confirmed.
It.
Yeah, which it's kind of strange that they had to confirm it in a way, because it's another thing. I
so
assume that there was multiplayer.
Yeah. For more information coming later this year, requires Xbox Live Gold console. I got that membership, but it does say it right here: multiplayer celebrated multiplayer returns. Okay,
nice.
So that's good.
Cool.
I'm excited. I really am. I hope they're going to polish it off. I know that they're getting some guff. Twitter blew up with it regarding some of the graphics. This isn't.
Oh, and I wanted to touch on that too. I'm sorry to cut you off, but Geek, the thought I had was like, do you think as a PC player, you look at this reveal and are underwhelmed by the graphics, but a console-only player would look at this and be happy with seeing a key difference that they don't have?
I'm going to stop
60
you right
frames
there.
per second.
I'm going to stop you on the 60 frames. I don't care if it's 60 frames. One of the things they're touting in both next-gen consoles, Series X and PS5, is the new ability not only for frames per second, not only the refresh rate of 120 hertz on some stuff, although Sony hasn't come out and said they're going to do 120, but the new graphics cards and capabilities to give them the display clarity and resolution that you're getting off of your current PCs. So when I see the gameplay that I saw, and I'm like, oh, and that looks just like what I've got on my console right now, that leads me to go, and I have a little bit of an issue with that.
No, and that's totally valid. I think what I was trying to say from my point was just, as somebody that doesn't have a PC yet, right, and has mostly been playing on 30 frames per second, but I see a difference in 60 frames, right? Like my eyes are not used to 60 yet. And so that looks to me like something, just as a console player, putting that shirt on or whatever, shoes on, I don't know. Like I'm excited by that. At least I'm excited by seeing 60 across the board on console,
Vader,
I agree with Vader though. It felt a little bit slow to me though.
especially in the Warthog. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so the controls looked great. The combat looked pretty cool. But they got to do something. I mean, they've got what, 6 months, 5 months, 4.5, whatever, for launch.
4.5, yeah.
So, hopefully, they listen to the feedback. Like, and you know, it's possible if they can redo half the animated graphics inside of Sonic the Hedgehog the movie in just a couple of months. They can actually spruce up the graphics and do some stuff to make it better, give a little bit more better gameplay. That's not mechanics; it's just graphic. You're gonna have to have those art guys put in some extra work.
Yeah. Now, Jay, question for you. If you think about how they presented Halo Infinite here, right, and that they gave you 9 minutes of gameplay, right? Even if there are lulls in the gameplay or maybe semi-non-exciting points, do you prefer this type of reveal, or do you prefer what we got with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, maybe the first time when there wasn't gameplay and it was a 4 or 5 minute clip of mostly cinematics? How do you think a game studio should show these types of things off for the first time?
To me, man, honestly, I think a little bit of both, because there's a certain base you're going to reach with cinematics, but then there's a certain base you're also going to reach with the actual gameplay for what it looks like.
Yeah.
Because I mean, some people just want to. They're like, "Oh yeah, I've seen the cinematics. You know, I'll figure it out as it gets there." But then some people still want to see kind of what they're walking into.
Yeah,
Got it.
I think for me, I'm the same. I like a blending of both, so I can understand a little bit more of the storytelling. I like really good graphic cutscenes and stuff like that to help tell the story.
Yeah.
And then show kind of what you're supposed
But
to do.
you
Because
still want to have some action.
But I need to see some gameplay. Am I going to get what they're showing me? I still wait for the day where somebody does a game and what I see in the cutscene, and then I transition to the game, I can't tell the difference because they put that much time and investment into the graphics that you're just like, where's the cutscene stop and where does the gameplay begin? What's up, buddy?
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. The biggest thing for me is I don't want game studios to be afraid of showing too much time, but I hear what you're saying too, Jay. Like there needs to be some blending. There has to be a mixture of polish and then just opening up what gameplay is. I just don't want Microsoft or studios to get shell shocked if they hear negative feedback from open gameplay clips, because I don't want it to be only like cinematics until like the thing's perfect.
Well, they're gonna have to. Vegeta says, I like what they did here with the Halo, some cinematics and some gameplay. I agree with that one fully because last time it was all trailer. And I think that Microsoft with PS5's reveal showed, and I went back and watched the PS5 reveal stream, right? The first one.
Yeah.
And you look at the graphics detail and some of the gameplay, and you compare it to like what you get out of Halo. And that's again me coming down. I'm Halo's being hyped here as one of the premier games coming out, but it feels like a B-level game or an A- because they haven't done the touch-up work. They knew what they were going to show in the stream. They could have taken some effort they could have done something. And so I give them some kudos for showing us what they did, but I really hope they take the criticism constructively and do some touch-ups.
For sure.
On PS4, I think God of War is a good example of what you're talking about. The gameplay and story moments. Exactly, Vet. I've done God of War. I love the whole entire series. It's exactly like that. You got to be able to tell a story. You got to be able to bring people in. And I think, again, going back to why Halo 5 lost out is there was a huge disconnect in story from what we grew up or over the years came to know as the backstory and who Master Chief was, who he struggled to be, what he was struggling for, what his strifes were and everything. And then all of a sudden Halo 5, it was just like, this isn't Master Chief. What the heck is going on?
Right.
You know? So it didn't work.
Change in studio too, I think, jarred
No.
people a bit there with the style differences for sure.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying though about the blending. That almost made me think too of, we didn't see a lot of Hellblade Senua's Saga coming out. Obviously the devs jumped on the showcase to talk about it, but that's a game I could see working more with blending cinematics and gameplay. Even in the original Hellblade, which this is not a kid's game. This is a dark, heavy game. Please be like warned. But like that one went between like a cinematics and gameplay and layered them in. I could see them.
Yeah,
they're gonna push the next gen tech.
I loved what was one of somebody got ripped and destroyed. I should have saved it. They said, "Oh, hey, look, Hellblade 2 looks like Valhalla, AC Valhalla." And everyone ripped into some, you do realize there's a Hellblade 1 and this is what it looked like to begin with.
Right.
So if anyone's copying anybody, it would be AC Valhalla copying Hellblade 2. And I was just like, I hadn't thought about it, but then I went and looked back. I watched the trailers. I compared the gameplay, what we got in Hellblade and what's supposedly coming in Hellblade 2 and the graphics and the storytelling.
Yeah.
And it's Celtic.
Yeah.
Similar regions and everything is the
Iceland
Vikings.
for
Iceland and Valhalla. Or Hellblade. And I'm like, I got to think about this one now.
I mean, I kind of get it. I really struggle with putting Assassin's Creed and Hellblade in the same conversation. They are fundamentally different games. Like from the reason like why the developer and the story like is like creating the game to the mechanics are so diametrically opposed. Yes, thematically there is going to be some elements, but you do nothing similar.
Oh no, mechanics are different.
Like Hellblade is a game about like mental health illness and even like the elements of schizophrenia wrapped inside all of that like Celtic like lore and mythology. It's interesting but different. It's so different than Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I agree.
I got a little excited there.
Oh, I mean, I loved Hellblade 1. What Vader says, it's more linear. I get that. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But man, that game, I never played it with my kids around. And you got to stop.
Play with headphones.
Oh, yes, man. Yes. Stop and think. You have to work under mechanics as well. I don't know how that's going to go for AC. The other Assassin's Creeds that I've played, you put a little time into your stuff, but mechanics are pretty fluent and it was pretty forgiving. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Tying up on the Halo news though, were there what are some of your like favorite Halo memories? We can maybe touch on a couple of our favorite moments in Halo. Try to go not too spoilery if we have to, but like
first time I played Master Chief.
Like the Master Chief collection or Halo 1 as Master Chief?
Halo 1. I'm that old.
No.
Don't worry
I grew
about
up playing Halo 1. Come on.
Yeah, I was around when Xbox 360 first came out. I still have the original 360.
Nice. See, now Vader just stole my moment too, right? The flood. But more importantly, like the Maw and going in and seeing the flood for the first time in Halo 1 is a memory that stands out. Ultimately, too, like the co-op gameplay elements of putting on like the legendary or harder difficulties in Halo 1 and co-oping it and just grinding that way through like co-op games with my friends. That is a huge memory.
So for me, I think the biggest one for me is playing Halo, having grown up with Doom and Wolfenstein when it was bitrate and all that stuff, and then putting on Halo, becoming like Master Chief, and all of a sudden you're not just a regular guy wearing armor. You're this super soldier kind of thing. You've got all these extra cool things that just makes you so awesome. And I think that's what drew me into it. Was like all of a sudden I could actually empathize with this character and become part of this character, connect to him. Where when I was like playing Doom or Quake or something, I'm just a guy running around with a shotgun or a chainsaw or something. No real attachment to that player. With Master Chief, I got an attachment. I got an attachment to Cortana. I got an attachment to a few of the others, but that's one of the things I remember most is that change. in the shift. I think Halo was the first real game that brought that shift in mechanic, and is why we have first-person shooters today.
Totally.
Duke Nukem.
Jay, do you have any memories?
Let's see. Y'all were naming like the Flood and stuff like that, and I was just sitting here thinking about the Gravity Hammer.
There you go.
What was your first? Do you remember what your first thoughts were when you first learned what the ring was? Was that a whole new concept that was different?
Honestly, that's probably like Halo is probably why I started playing FPS itself, though.
Yeah.
Like, because before then it wasn't really.
I just remember
really played too much.
I remember jumping in Halo. The jumping and trying to figure that one out. That was always fun. And I've never been good at jumping.
The beach level in original Halo stands out. The multiplayer maps in Halo 2 in particular stand out to me. Even like shenanigans in Big Team Battle I miss.
Mm-hmm.
A couple other ones for me. Halo Reach's final mission. Serious feels there. That one I have to say is an awesome memory as well.
Yeah.
Vegeta in chat, right? I like that kind of point too about like how when you first started playing Master Chief, you got fully immersed in who he was and people like Cortana. And I think that in that segment alone, like they did a lot of storytelling with almost like very minimal, right, dialogue or content about the character. And that maybe is one of the things that made Master Chief so successful as a protagonist, right? Like you knew who he was and learned about him through action. More than action, right? Exactly. It wasn't too much exposition, ridiculous cutscenes that like are just production value-y. It was action.
Yep. I'm excited for it. So
yeah. Sweet. Let's talk maybe about like the Xbox Game Showcase in general and like highlight any other games.
Well, we got to go to Fable first. We're going to
do it.
We're going to turn the volume on for this one, boys, because if you didn't see it, this is so awesome.
World premiere.
So if it's too loud, let me know.
World premiere, he says.
I love this. This is my favorite takeaway from the entire showcase. Just a moment of silence as it plays.
The world is filled with stories of legendary heroes.
So awesome.
And treacherous villains. Of fantastical creatures and wondrous places where nature and magic live in perfect harmony. Not all stories have happy endings.
Oh, the face she makes.
Have happy endings. Not all
the frog just staring at you with blank eyes.
It's the best.
Yours has yet to be written.
Like my story. Oh, go ahead, Geek. Go ahead.
I'm so excited. I have all the Fable games. Calvin has played all of the Fable games. We loaded the 360 pass stuff on the Xbox, and you can play them on the backwards compatible thing. And he's played all of them. I've replayed all of them with him. It is so awesome. I'm so excited for the next Fable.
Right on. And for me, watching this too for the first time, my girlfriend, El Space Princess, was watching with me and was like, "Oh, this fairy looks awesome," and she was like, "I'm digging the vibes." And then the frog gets the fairy, and we just burst out laughing because she was so excited about this fairy. And then like the tone, the comedic element of Fable comes out.
I felt really bad. My daughter, who is a diehard Tinkerbell fan, she was watching. I was watching the trailer, and she came in. She got really, really excited, and before I could say no, she saw Tinkerbell getting eaten, and she started crying. I was just like, okay. And I had to show her. I said, "This isn't Tinkerbell. It's okay. It's okay." So I felt bad, but I was laughing the whole time. I'm going to hell.
Surely.
Rest in peace. Oh, it's so good. I'm looking forward to it. It doesn't give us a whole lot of what direction it's taking it. It's just saying Fable. So is it a reboot? Is it picking up where Fable left off? What are we doing? I have no idea. But I do know it's supposed to be available for launch day. So
Nice.
now I've got to go in and figure out, and I haven't any time this week to go look it up. But I am really, really excited to go see what it is. Vader, I think it's a continuance. I think they're going to pick up where the last one left off, man. I would love to see that. Because I just it's a great story, and for me, I'm tired of reboots. Well, give me some story, develop the characters that we've grown up playing, and let us go on to the next chapter. I think it'd be great.
And for those gamers that haven't played Fable, what draws you in, or what's the why behind it? Why is it so beloved?
When Fable 1 came out,
Yeah.
you've got to remember that those types of games were still relatively new, and they were telling a story. And so you picked this character and you developed the character and you learned about their heritage and their family, and you learned this lore kind of a thing about it. So you became, again, just like with Master Chief, they drew you into it. Where unfortunately so many games today, like, I'm not going to lie, some of the games that we're going to show here in the showcase, I have a complete disconnect from, because I don't see any ability to connect to those characters. You know, it's just like, okay, this is another generic game with really cartoony looking graphics that has been done a million times over. What are you going to do different to make me more in tune with that game?
Yeah.
Or are you going to rely just on the mechanic of the game? Like Outer Worlds, that new expansion they're bringing out for Outer Worlds. I like the game. The mechanics are great, but there's nothing in it that ties me to any of the characters. I don't feel any empathy. I don't have any, connection with that.
Right.
Whereas Fable, they're bringing back something a lot of like us parents and gamers grew up with. I know Hurt Locker, who may be joining the show here late, plays Fable quite a bit, or played it quite a bit. He loves Fable.
Yep.
I know Vader, he's all about it too. It's back when storytelling was what the premise for a game was, before loot boxes, before in-game transactions, before all of that stuff that detracts from what a game should be.
Yeah.
I think is what really brings a lot of people back. Give me a good story. Give me great characters. Give me some way to develop and connect with them.
And I think Vader's point kind of touches on that last thing that you're saying, that like connection may have been built because of all of those different choices that you can make in the game.
Mm-hmm. You made the character your own.
Right. And I mean, you've seen a lot of RPGs, especially like the Mass Effects, kind of come to mind with like how there are Paragon Renegade systems that make you choose things. But maybe like the modern day systems got too binary, right? Is good or bad, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Fable like sat more in the gray, where it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it just sat on the side. Let me ask Jay this. I got a question for Jay, because we're talking about some of the things like with Halo that drew us in because of the Master Chief connection, Fable, the development, the drawing, and everything else. Is that one of the reasons why, Jay, do you think the JRPGs have remained so successful and so true, is because they still go straight, they start from the storytelling?
Well, like in the cases of the JRPGs that are coming out now, they're still heavy story based. They always have been.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they always try to, like for instance, Trails, like they try to make you connect to all the characters there. You get a background of each character there. And so like the more you play it, so to say, the more you, I guess you could say, like the more you feel like you're pulled into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually feel like you understand how they feel about something's going on, because you're sitting there say something bad happens, and then all of you are sitting there, you're like, "Whoa, wait, did that really just happen?"
Like
The End of Trails 1. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I know Meteor hasn't finished it. So
I know exactly
But-
what you're trying not to talk about.
yeah, so the End of Trails 1,
Mhm.
geek. Like
Yeah.
that's not like
Or-
as I was playing that, it wasn't expected.
I like some of the JRPG games that we've been playing. I've been getting involved with. You're getting involved into a character, and all of a sudden, there's a games that throw moment where that character gets whoosh, they're off, and you're like, you know,
Yeah,
or
you start to get pulled into like caring
Yeah.
for these characters, and then they disappear. It
or
seems like.
look at Final Fantasy VII remake, or remaster, retake, whatever you want to call it. What happens at the end? I'm not
Remaster,
going
I
to
guess,
spoil
or
it.
remake?
The one that we just did played on PS4.
It's a remake, right?
I want to say it's a remake, not a remaster, but a remake, because they
is what it
changed
is.
the end. I allude to that because a lot of people change it, but look what happens at the end. You're just like, oh, wait, can I make a different choice at some point? And you get all these people were going back to previous save points. Can I make a difference? No, not so much. So, I mean, that's some of the stuff I look forward to in those games. Whereas nowadays it's like, they don't, it seems like a second thought. It's kind of like the music industry. Let me just write a song, and the 80% of the song is a chorus. It's the same 4 words over and over and over again.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a true wordsmith developing stuff. Give me a good story, and I think that's where we're seeing a lot of these games come back. And I'm gonna give a huge shout out to Sony, the Ghost of Tsushima. I can't say it right.
I messed it up too last time I tried
Gorgeous
to say
artwork, and
Yeah.
the story is freaking awesome, just amazing. They
Looks
do a
good.
great job of telling a story, and they do a great job of showing the inner struggle of the samurai. Do you stay to your code of honor, where you want to face everybody honorably head on, or do you have to embrace the inner ghost and become an assassin so you can survive and clean the island out?
it. Right on.
And you just, Vet, just get a pot of coffee, man. That's all I got to
Nice.
say. You're going to be in it for a long time. But anyways, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that one. There's a few more games that they brought out that I'm looking forward to as well. But the 2 main ones were honestly Fable and Halo.
Yep. Now I know there were a couple that Avowed, I think in particular, stood out. I heard
Yes.
a lot of good chatter around Avowed in particular. There's a couple smaller ones I'll point out towards the end, but
I was looking forward to Avow. Avow, that looks really good for it kind of gave me a little bit of a Dragon Age kind of vibe crossed with another RPG MMO kind of a game platform. So I'm very interested in that one.
Yep.
Jay, if you see one that comes on the screen that you were interested in, let me know. All my racing buddies are super piped for Forza.
I like Forza Horizon a lot too, and while that wasn't shown here, I'm excited for that on next gen too.
Yeah, my kid plays Forza with the Lego add-on, so his car is a giant Lego.
Oh wait, yeah, they did do a thing for
Yep.
that, didn't they? I
Yep,
totally forgot.
I spent the money on it. So
Good dad.
So worth it. So worth it.
my
I wasn't into the gunk that kind of disconnected from me. That might be aimed at the younger players.
Yeah.
The Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis caught my eye. The graphics left me a little bit but they did come out and restate a full story of what it is. It's more of an expansion on PSO 2. What do you think about that, Jay?
Well, I'd spent some time looking at it in
Mhm.
comparison to what we have now.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I could see, like I was trying to find a trailer of it. That's why that link that I sent you earlier, Geek.
The other one to Private DM?
No, not that one. This one. Hold on.
Oh yeah, the massive clarifies.
Yeah, I pasted
so
it.
clear
Okay.
for
Here
us.
we go. So it's a standalone revamp, so it's not going to be MMO.
No, it's going. like if you look at the thing, like, because I was looking at more than like they gave you a list of what doesn't cross over. Like some weapons won't, some other stuff won't, but your characters will.
Okay.
So will your progression as well.
Yeah.
So everything is going to go over, but they're just trying to like update the engine and everything for it.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, I would
Because
love.
the other thing is just it can't handle it.
Yeah, I mean that's like
it's a update geek. It's not a.
Yeah, I'll get. Don't worry about it. I'll find Avowed. But
Here you go, geek.
yeah, the
There.
this one. Let's pull this up. Oh, that's much better. Why did it do that? Enter the main site. Neo Genesis.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, brand new
So it's
title
coming
in the
after
series.
episode 6.
Okay, so that'll be after that. Okay.
Mhm.
So for those that haven't been playing in PSO2 online, there's episodes that are released inside the MMO online, the multiplayer. So this looks is going to come after that. So that'll be good timing on their part. I do know that after playing it on the PC, they did need to do some definite engine up work. And just like World of Warcraft, they came out, the devs were talking about how in the new expansion, they're having to mix in new engine work to go over the top of the old engine, and they have to start phasing out old code because the new technology, their games built on old code, it's just not supportable anymore. So I'd be very interested to see how they do that, because one of the biggest complaints and the biggest one I hear about PSO2 is not the storytelling, because there's a lot of storytelling. There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of, I mean, there's episodes you get to do. You get to learn all about the characters, the history, and everything else. But if you look here at the
I mean,
faces,
it looks like it's like a last gen game, right?
yeah,
Like,
they want better animation on the face. The bodies are typically fine. You're going to put, the armor looks fantastic. They have great graphical armor and everything else.
They do have a video on their geek as well. If you scroll down a little bit, ours is the same page, right?
there were 2 pages that were sent over. The first one had a video underneath the text. Maybe that was one.
Geek followed the link that I sent him. It should have
that's the
popped
one
up
that,
as
the first link or the second link?
the second one.
That's the one that's on the screen right here. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
you would just, yeah,
I clicked into it, I think.
yeah, I think you did.
All right, we're going to get to Avowed here in a second, Vader, don't worry.
I don't know if they can see that.
Yeah, that's super small.
I'm going to blow it up. There we go. Let me know if the volume's bad.
Which, after playing
This is not skill. Hold on a second. I'm going to make this.
Sweet jumps.
The mechanics have always been good. It's just their graphic part. If they did like
compared to what they had, that's miles above what it is.
Like, could you imagine if they ever got to the level of where they were able to put like a blue protocol character animation on top of this? The hair is already a million times better. The face, though, they need to do some more work. That's the biggest improvement. Just like
Well, compared to everything else that was.
I do like that you're now getting the controlled body aspects, parts, arms, legs, torso, sizing, positioning. You get to do a lot more with how your armor looks and stylize it yourself even further. It's pretty exciting.
In just an outfit.
I mean, when I saw it too, I immediately thought of Jet. This one's for Jet.
I gotta say, I'm still more excited for. that they showcased during the first Xbox 360 animation and gameplay. Awesome. So the other game that we're looking for.
But
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I don't mind having the game level up again. That's half the fun because that's how you connect with each other. And look at the difference. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. Old graphic, new graphic.
Scarlet Nexus. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Yes, Scarlet Nexus. I want to get to the adventure.
Yeah.
And it's free to play. What I love on this one, it's free to play. So they do the same thing, and their in-game transactions are really not that expensive either compared to Yeah, that's the other thing. You play, you grind it out, you can get everything that you can get from game transaction. You can earn it in the game. So, and it's not that much. It's not difficult to earn it. So,
Nice.
yeah, here's the Avowed trailer. I'm really excited for this one. Well, that's my instructions.
Isn't it ironic watching a trailer for a trailer?
Yeah. All right, there we go. Yeah, if you got kids, this is a little dark.
So does that
We
mean that
have
you can't watch it?
always known war.
Low blow. Low blow.
And that's Geeks Kids. This.
I know Vatter's going to want to play
It
this
forged
one.
our
I'll
empire.
level up with you. So the fact that there's
Turned heroes into queens and kings. And decimated our
What game
foes.
is that?
Game.
dead
That's
to
what
me.
that is.
Dead to me.
Now our oaths are lost.
Yeah, Divader 2, right?
Forsaken.
Like, there's a number of these games too that like, the cinematics look great, but I don't know what the gameplay
By the way, you
is.
can't play
And you must face the monsters.
Is that better?
Interesting.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Definitely
the-
Skyrim-y vibes,
By
right?
the way, the guy talking, I'd have to go look, but he sounds a lot like the speaker. Just listen to it. Hold on.
Well, Speaker's been MIA for quite some
Worth
time,
the
so
weight of a
I need to
crown.
find some work.
Oh, you spoke over him. Okay, shh.
Is an oath worth the weight of a crown?
Okay, maybe not so much. It sounded a little bit like him, not so much anymore. But yeah, so that's one of the other games I'm really, really, really looking forward to because it looks like, I don't know if it's standalone or not. I haven't looked into it, but I know it's an RPG. It's got magic. It's got a sword. It's got a shield. Game on. I'm good with that. Show me Dark Cave Dungeon and magic, and I'm in Vader. Exactly. So hopefully it's multiplayer because Vader, you and I, we'll pull Jay in there with us. I'd say Otto, but he's boring. He doesn't go for that kind of stuff. And
Rip Auto is all I got to say to that.
All right. Fair.
all right, so we've got that. We did the PSO2.
Okay.
There's a handful I want to point out too when
I
let
have
me rip
no
through a
idea.
couple.
Yeah, I have no idea how to react to Tetris Effect. I think it's cool, and people
Whoa.
they were saying, but Tetris is a huge game worldwide. I mean, they have competitions and so much more. So I think it's going to be unique how they pull that together. So
Sure, that makes sense.
I totally forgot about how big of a niche that Tetris had. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you're skipping over State of Decay 3. They only gave a teaser there, but
Mhm.
that one I sat up because I wasn't expecting State of Decay 3. Seeing it on next gen made me think of ways the systems could go. Now, State of Decay 1 and 2 ultimately are they're older games from a graphical perspective, but what they really are zombie open world survival games that are mini resource management games in themselves. For this one in particular, this trailer had a lot more story content and tone to it, is what I'm trying to say, than you see in the past. But full character models. If they go full game with this one, I'd be very excited where State of Decay could go. Played the first one quite a bit. Now, this isn't a trailer we have to watch all the way through, but because it is a teaser. But
I'll say this much: when they went from Halo Infinite to this, and
Yeah.
you see the graphic quality,
that's a good point.
you do the comparison there.
Right, the face details and everything.
Yeah,
And
man.
but this is also like State of Decay's never had this. They've never had strong story cutscenes, graphical fidelity. That is not, and the fact that it has this, I'm like, interesting. Because I've always liked the mechanics underneath the hood.
I love the end of this one, and we're gonna watch it in the show. I think it's great when she sees what's eating
Yeah, a little
what.
freaky.
I'm like, ooh. And my son is like, "You're not gonna let me play this, are you?" Nope. Got to be a responsible dad. Am I gonna own it? Probably, because my wife will love this game.
And it's on Game Pass, bro. You don't even have to buy it. You just play it.
Yep. So Vatter's gonna be a wizard. I'll be a sword and board dude, Vatter. Unless I can play like a dual wielding.
This is that moment you're talking about.
Yeah,
Geek,
right here,
Like,
right here. Look what's eating the wolf. The prey became the predator.
Yeah. I mean, super freaky. This is not something from a gameplay mechanic too that 1 or 2 introduced, right? Animals becoming zombies. It's one of those like kind of like horde games. You have a lot of different characters that often are interchangeable out, a lot of different weapons. There is actually a cross play that was for State of Decay 2 that was a while ago, to be honest. Like, that's been a thing. It's been fun. I'm interested in that. I was surprised to see a trailer for it. Was not expecting it.
Yeah.
I got a couple other two to just kind of ramble off of. If you scroll up a little bit more, and we could hit on the Destiny 2 last, but right here, Dusk Falls. Now, I only mention this game is, for me, I'm interested in games that want to do different things with the medium of gaming and how they do storytelling. This one in particular is very explicitly trying to be and do something different. It is like an animated storybook of sorts, right? So you've talked to me about, or you've heard me talk about Florence in the past, graphic novel elements. This is almost that in a literal form. So interested in it. It's on Game Pass. Definitely going to take a look.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on this one. I don't know. I need to see more gameplay.
Right. And I'm trying to
something like that though is up Otto's alley. Sorry about being quiet there for a second. The headset decided to switch over where it wanted the audio to go to.
Nice.
So I was like, wait a minute, because normally I use the squirrel moment for a quick second. I normally use Astro A50 voice.
Yeah,
it was working, and then it stopped working. So I went back to the other one.
Yeah, so I'm interested in, I mean, the graphics look amazing, but I need to see gameplay.
Well, that's still definitely like I look at that right there, and it's just like Otto's going to play that. I know he is.
Right. It also, because I want to try weird and different games. That's becoming my thing in a way. But I imagine this being kind of a mixture of The Walking Dead from Telltale Games or The Wolf Among Us, set to almost like a graphic novel type element here, right? I could see there being a lot of like choice, point and clicky elements, maybe some gameplay, but it's different. It caught my attention. Has a little bit of a Twin Peaks-y vibe in certain ways.
Twin Peaks, oh my god. Showing your age. So yeah.
Well, watched them recently.
I'll wait for your review on it. I don't know if it's gonna be, but
no, and that's totally fair. And I'm not trying to say like this is something I think everybody has to play. I'm just saying it's different, so I'm trying to call it out.
Yeah.
Keep scrolling here too. There was one other one.
Gunk lost me. Stalker lost me.
Warhammer 4000 had a dope teaser. I have no idea what the gameplay is like, but I did like its teaser.
We're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna wait for more. Crossfire looked pretty good.
Everwild was the other one I wanted to talk about.
Everwild's definitely got some stuff in it. I'm looking forward to the Crossfire, to the ghost armor kind of thing, the development, to see if this will actually take like your Call of Duties or your Modern Warfare or your Rainbow Six games and bridge that gap between those and say like Destiny to see and if you get the realism and stuff from it. So I'm interested in that one. We'll do Destiny 2 here in a minute. Everwild, I knew for a fact that you were going to be all over Everwild.
Yep.
Because of the artwork.
I don't know what the gameplay is, but it looks
yeah,
very naturey, almost Pocahontas-y in some of its themes with the symbiotic nature of like
That's definitely still an auto game.
nature and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, Vegeta. So Twin Peaks is it's a David Lynch TV series based in Seattle. A lot of supernatural, kind of like spooky events and stuff like that. But it starts as kind of like the death of Laura Palmer and spirals into something in this very mythological kind of setting. Maybe that's not the quite word. It's weird. It is quirky. It is also something that had 2 seasons that were made like 20, 25 years ago, and then a 3rd season that was made this year. Fun auto fact, I saw a screening of Fire Walk with Me in Romania once.
New games will now be called auto games. Yeah, so I do like the graphics.
I honestly
in this.
think he's okay with that.
Yeah.
I like the graphics in this. I need to see some gameplay, but this kind of gave me like Avatar Airbender kind of vibe feel to it. But I don't know what mechanics are going to be. If there's good versus evil, if they're trying to storm the bias. I have no idea what the purpose of this game is. The trailer did nothing to tell me what the purpose of the game was.
Fair, but there are many games in this showcase that you could say the same thing for, right?
Broke down that tree, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it reminded me of Oppo, the flying bison.
Yeah.
And then you got a huge lizard fox salamander thing here.
I mean, it could be like Pokemon. We don't know.
It's like Pokemon. Spits out the fish, or they like...
yeah.
And there's Otto's favorite tune, the fox.
Oh.
The fox crossed with a deer or something. I don't know.
Right.
I mean,
That's
I
what sold
have
me.
no idea what this is about.
Like, you know, when they did that with that butterfly, I was like, hey, look, it's about to be a sparkler.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It is a mixture of games that I get vibes from elements of Zelda's like cell shading to like Journey from the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. It's another game that is going to be different, an auto game probably, right?
Yeah, this is like magic powers of humans mixed with Pokemon. You could go there, Vegeta. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do with them.
I see auto playing.
Yep.
Again.
We'll find out.
Putting
about
myself
it.
into a niche, huh?
Grounded, my
I expect
son,
a blog on this auto.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
if he ever gets around to writing one, slacker.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Wow.
my kid was interested
slacker.
in this one, but again, I'm going to come back to what we were talking about earlier with like Fable, and with like the Master Chief and stuff. We were watching the trailer, right? And this is great. You're going to be in the backyard exploring, trying to build something.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
Yeah,
but
that's exactly what it is.
it is I was talking to Calvin about it, and he's like, a 7-year-old, almost 8, who
Interesting.
loves gaming. He's just like, no. He's like, I get to do this, but what's the point? And he's like, it feels like a 4-man Fortnite to him. And I was like, I cannot disagree with that, because if you watch how they're building the stuff and you're fighting, is there campaigns? What's the thing? I have to wait to see. Is it going to be a fun family game? Maybe. It's got humor to it in the trailer, but
Right.
so I don't know. Or just for you, your friend or spider run away. So turn me off. It's Veteran has problems with spiders, and Vegeta hates snakes. I don't get it. It's weird.
Yeah.
I at one point in my life, I had a ball python and a tarantula, so spiders and snakes don't bother me at all. But my son was interested in this, and the good thing is, again, There's a game coming out. It says July 28th, but you can also be able to get it on the Game Pass. So I
Nice.
am more than happy to try it, and we'll see what it is.
So,
Because
Geek, are you going to get Vegeta a snake?
you probably throw. I don't know.
Yeah, how do you answer that question?
If I could deliver it in person and knock on the door and see what his reaction is, yeah, maybe. He's like
Veteran
snakes are-
Vanguard or veteran Guardian over there too with that arachnophobia, huh?
Mm. So, side story: when I was younger, my twin brother and I were guides at a scout camp, right? And the guides got to stay in cabins there, and we get there a week early to clean cabins and stuff because it's been a whole season. And we open the door, and this spider has made a web just inside the door frame. And you open it, and you just see the spider. And literally, it's like this big. I have never heard my brother scream like a girl so much in my entire life and take off running. It was awesome. I just wish that back then we would have had mobile phones like we do today. I would have recorded it. It would have gone viral, and I would have been rich and famous.
Vegeta says, "I Geek can never meet
now. But that was also the movie. Arachnophobia is a great movie, by the way. But was the same time Joe? I got the spider taken down. I did a stick, moved it all away and everything, and he didn't bother checking the washer, and he just put in some clothes to wash it. He washed his clothes with a dead rat. So we had to rewash all of the clothes. It was fantastic.
Jeez.
Yeah. But anyways, since this is coming to the Game Pass, I'm gonna try it out with my son. He's interested, but he wasn't overly captivated by it. But when he saw the Fable trailer,
game, right? Like it's gonna have some, I assume some something substantive behind it, or at least something that could work.
If it's fun gameplay where you can build stuff, because you got to remember my kids and a lot of the kids that generational age that love Minecraft, so they love the building functionality.
Yeah,
like he doesn't like Fortnite because it's so the fact that he knows what the term toxic is. Speaks volume. He says this is too much. It's too toxic. There's too much. I'm going to instantly kill you instead of letting people. He likes the idea of being able to build things in Fortnite, but none of the other stuff. And he likes the combat, but he doesn't like the boom 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 kind of stuff. So when he saw this gameplay, he was like, "Oh, there's hope. Am I building a Fortnite stronghold to defend against the bugs? Am I building that with my friends?" So he brought some of that question to it. So we're going to play it and find out.
Cool. I like it.
Veteran says, my future wife is going to have to be the man in the house and kill the bugs. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Geek, leave it alone.
I am.
Stop. Continue on with the game.
Speaking of fear, The Medium, I really liked its trailer. I know that this is not a game for everybody. Is this another auto game? Maybe.
This is another auto game.
But this is also very different, right? Like The Medium is horror, for auto. Right?
Yeah, it
feels, The Medium is scary.
Well, it feels very much Silent Hill.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to bother playing the trailer, but it's.
But the big thing is like this concept of dual realities, right? Like there is a second reality that is far more threatening and evil and malicious coming at you.
Auto game confirmed.
Right. I mean, I got a thing for like the Resident Evil series. I've liked like the Dead Spaces. So I'm certainly not afraid to go towards a horror genre. It's got its time and place. I don't like horror games that overstay their welcome.
I love that my chat loves when I'm in a constant state of terror, so I'm gonna have to play this one. That's freaking awesome. I'll tune in for it.
Oh man.
But yeah, so like this one here, she bounces back and forth between our reality and the paranormal reality, reliving mysteries and stuff like that. So it looks, I mean, it's very. If you ever seen the movie Silent Hill, it's very much got that vibe to it in a game format. And if they can blend that and execute it, then I'll be all for it. Again, I'm not a horror movie kind of person. I don't get much out of them. Ever since I was a little kid, my uncle took me to see Aliens in the theater, and I came back we were staying at my aunt and uncle's house, and there was on a waterbed, and I swore to God that a freaking alien was going to pop out and eat me and stuff. And he took us to the movie the next day to see it again and pointed out all the special effects and everything. horror flicks just don't do anything for me. I just
Yeah. You gotta let yourself suspend that sense of reality in order to probably like really enjoy them. Otherwise, you're right. Like if you're going in second guessing it or you don't like being scared, they're not going to be for you.
Yeah, so I might have to actually get this and gift it to Veteran just to watch.
Right. We'll bring the popcorn, supply the game. It'll be a good time.
I might have to reach out to some developers and see if they can develop a spider game. A game with lots of different spiders.
Yeah. Now, like in these moments when it's like horror, like layers of fear, kind of like horror, I'm less interested. But it's next element of this like being chased. This feels like stuff like from like Resident Evil in many ways, or the Silent Hills, where you're having to get away from stuff.
Yes, but I think the gameplay mechanic that I'm seeing and what I've Googled on this has a lot more is a lot more realistic and more engaging, more terrifying than say Resident Evil. You've got a zombie chasing you, a mutated person chasing you that takes like a bazillion rounds from a shotgun to kill. Where in this one, you got to be a little bit more.
And there may be puzzle elements. Like if they did something that you're switching between like your two dual like scenarios, I could see that being the gameplay mechanic.
Twisted.
Right?
I'm a giant chicken, and I don't play horror type games. I mean, I'm picturing Vegeta right now. He probably hated the scene in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark where Jones jumps into the river at the very beginning and Jacques, there's a snake in the plane. That's just my pet snake, Reggie. You know, so he probably had a problem with that one, or when they got thrown in the pit after they got the ark out.
Vegeta in chat 5 seconds later. What's Indiana Jones?
We named the dog Indiana. What about Outlast? I think that is the name of it. I think that's on the list.
Outlast is very much a being chased. A game to my recollection. Yeah. For me, like those types of games too, when you are being chased, you do also need some level of being able to fight back. I hate the whole helplessness side in that, but
he knows I know Indiana. So Jay, were you excited when they announced that they're actually porting Dragon Quest to the Xbox? Or did you really, or is it just since they already have it on Steam? I was like, okay.
That's kind of why I'm like, eh.
What I
see, that's the thing. Like with some of their games too, like they're on PC, so even though they're coming to Xbox, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So other people can play them, but am I going to pick it up again now?
Yeah. These monkey fighting snakes on the plane Monday and Friday play. Okay. I own Outlast, and it's only a matter of time before I have to play it. Yes, he has it, but he hasn't played it yet. That's fantastic. Is that the one from the Switch, right? The Dragon Quest was originally PlayStation. Balan World, I have no idea about. I'm not even going to try and talk to it. It's an EA game. They talked about how you have negative and positive emotions, and this is where you end up going, and it's an adventure that you have to overcome and figure out how to restore balance to your life. When they have a better gameplay trailer for it, then I'll get into it. But the way they shared it was a little off, so I couldn't really connect to it.
Tell me why, while we're right here too, if anybody's played Life is Strange, Dotnod, the developer behind that, has a new one coming out. First chapter is soon, August 27th. These are very story-driven games, usually like 2-3 hour like chunks for each chapter, but sooner rather than later on that one.
Yeah. Outer Worlds, it's just a new environment. Dragon Quest, Echo Mecha, Exomecha. I don't remember that one. Twisted probably likes it since it's by Twisted.
Oh, that was the one where they look like Transformers, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think this is the one where I thought about you liking this one because there was like robotic like dinosaur.
Yeah. Well, stuff. I have to see. I need more. To
more than robotic dinosaurs?
No. I need to understand more about the gameplay, the mechanic, the stuff. I've been burned way too many times buying games.
Graphics look good.
graphics look better than Halo.
Yeah.
Tell me
I mean,
I'm
you
wrong.
get that
Tell me
shine
I'm
and
wrong.
the details, everything you were like. If we replay the beginning of the show back, right? Like you're talking about like wanting to have certain details in certain places, and the game has it. Right?
Yeah, I mean, look at this compared to the scenery in Halo. This is what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Graphically, not like the robots fighting kind of thing, not the Silver Surfer on a board, but you look at the depth and the color richness and everything else like that. This kind of feels like more like Ark meets Pacific Rim, kind of a vibe to it. So I'd be interested, and it feels more like it's going to be it's more originally set like a mobile kind of a game environment. But so as it comes out and get more trailers for it, I'll check more into it. So what else do we got in here? Watch Dogs.
Oh, Gears Tactics is going to be coming to console finally.
Yeah, finally.
If I get a PC before then, well, I'll play it there. But
I was super excited about this one right here.
Oh yeah.
I love the Ori and the Will of the Wisp series and the fact that they're introducing it to PC, introducing the ray tracing. And as somebody that's played Minecraft Java base and the Minecraft RTX, that RTX, the depth and richness that it brings to that, I cannot wait, because Ori was already beautifully done. So I'm really excited for that.
Yep.
And then I had no idea Sea of Thieves, its player base has grown so big. I can't remember the number, but when I saw the announcement and how much growth it's had, I was just mind blown. So I actually might have to revisit it.
Nice.
What else have we got? Assassin's Creed. We're all familiar with. Bright Memory.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the ones that are
previously announced.
Yeah, I gotta figure out my zoom here. Previously announced. I'm trying to make everyone seasick. So we got Assassin's Creed. We already know about it. Bright Memory, I'm really interested in. Call of the Sea. That's one I think it's an auto game because of the graphics and the artwork involved. Chorus, I totally forgot about. Dirt 5, that's, like Forza. Where's that going to fall in? I don't really care about Madden football. This is the one I'm really, really interested in that we were talking about earlier. Because this is what I was hoping I'd see in a Phantasy Star Online kind of animation level. Now, we don't have to watch the trailer. We can just fast forward. But you can see the artwork, the depth, the richness in colors. Let me get some facial characteristics. Look at the art. We get to see their faces at some point. I can see that. I haven't played Persona 3, but then
it's like a combination of the two, Twisted.
Yep, and then you got Scorn, which is going to be one that Vegeta gets, or Veteran probably gets afraid of.
Vet's probably going to have to play this too.
But I'm not gonna.
I don't think they showed more of it.
It said, "In your age, we all know how old Geek is."
But I got an Aliens vibe to it, and we need more gameplay trailer.
Yeah, Prometheus.
This is just graphical cinematography. There's no real gameplay to it, so when there's more gameplay, I'll be very interested in seeing that one. We'll revisit it. Ascent. What was second? I don't remember these. Don't Sleep on a Vampire. Yes. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Very looking forward to that one. I played the first one. I'm not into the horror person, kind of the horror genre or anything, but Bloodlines 2 does look pretty freaking decent.
Big Twilight fan. Yeah.
Ascent. Not. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm torn on that one. I'll let somebody else play it. If it gets great reviews, then I might do it. But I'm not speaking of SEO Twisted. They released Raids. Yes. So those are those games there. We spent better part of the show talking about it. I do want to talk about. We're going to talk about I want to talk about the Sony 500, and then I want to let's finish up with Destiny and Spark. Maybe next week or the week after, we can get with you to see what your schedule is, because we do want to talk about that card game and find out a little bit more about it. Since I know you're still in the audience, I just don't think we're going to have time, because I knew this was going to take a little time. It took a little longer than I thought, but because we do want to touch on the Destiny stuff. There's a lot of cool things in the trailer.
Oh yeah, very excited.
Nah, Vet, I don't think Xbox wants you to die on stream in this next gen. It's just going to be your audience.
As long as you subscribe digitally and that you keep paying them each month, they don't mind if you die. But it's,
right. Give me that
Just kidding,
reoccurring fee.
Oh man.
yeah.
So for those that don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and copy this and put it in the link. For those that are PS4 owners, Sony is doing much like their summer sale, like Steam does. They have a whole bunch of games on sale, and I saw the announcement on this today, and I was like, oh, well, maybe it's just a cash grab. And then I went and looked at the list of the stuff that they have and how inexpensive it is. The Alien Isolation collection for $8. My wife played that on the Xbox, loved it. So $8, I can definitely say that is worth it. I never really did the Ark series. Some of my friends have. They said it's worth it for the $7 or $8. So that would be a worth price. Batman the Arkham series, always decent. Those prices are great. I never really did Battlefield, but you guys can see there's a lot of games in here.
Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I like that one a lot.
Dark Souls 2 for $10. Just saying.
Meh. That's how I feel about
The Doom.
Wow.
Dragon Ball Fighters Xenoverse. I have the
What,
first
Otto?
one. It's
Why are you
pretty
laughing?
decent.
Dark Souls is a pretty revered
Two.
series.
But see, 2 just now.
1 and 3.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll take 1, 3, then 2. Just saying.
Yeah. In that
Fair.
order.
Don't do much of the football stuff. Metro Exodus is good. Yeah. Metro Exodus, unfortunately, Twisted was on Xbox Game Pass, so I got to play it for free and beat it. So I don't have any reason to go buy it.
Big rip.
Yeah.
Yep. You can get the remastered Final Fantasy stuff, which I went out and actually did. Not the remake, but the remaster. So that was actually pretty worth it.
Ooh, Jay's favorite game, For Honor.
I hate For Honor.
Oh, you did
Indeed.
too. I see. I knew Jay had a.
The game is the graphics are great, but the mechanic on it and everything
That's
else.
about it, though.
Where there's really not a really good storytelling. There's not really good mechanical work on it. So I'm not a big fan. I'm not familiar with Grand Ages Medieval. Kill la Kill, that might be one that's more anime based. But I haven't even checked it out. I already have all the Lego games out there. Have all the Metal Gear Solid games, but these prices, man, I mean, if you look at the pricing,
all sub $10, man.
Yeah, all sub 10, $3, $5, $4. Metro Exodus for Twisted, $9. Mortal Kombat 11, $10. Need for Speed, $6.24. I like Need for Speed. That was a great game over the time.
Growing up, I played that franchise a ton.
Yep. Tekken 7. Yeah, I had Tekken 7. The Witcher. I already own The Witcher on Xbox. It came out in the Game Pass, so you didn't have to pay it. But I have it on the Xbox. It's a great game.
Yeah.
So people that, have PS4 but don't have Xbox or X Pass, these are worth checking out. Wolfenstein.
Oh, different price brackets. Interesting.
Yeah, so they did, all these are sub 10. And these are 10 to 20. By the way, if you go to Walmart right now, almost all the Walmarts that I'm aware of, you can get Anthem for $5.
Wow.
Just saying. Not 12, but 5. Yeah. You get different levels of Arc if you want to spend a little bit more.
Control season passes on there.
Mhm.
If anybody hasn't played Control, that's a great game too. Right in the Alan Wake kind of vibes.
BioShock Collection. That is, if you haven't played BioShock before, the $12.50 is worth it. I think in my book, it's a great game. Even graphically, for how old the game is, the graphics on are still pretty darn good.
Yep.
Call of Duty. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not much on the first person shooters playing over. There's Dark Souls 3 for you, Jay, for 15. Destiny 2 Forsaken is $15. So I mean, it's not bad. For the people trying to get in Dying Light. I never did the Dynasty Warriors, the FIFA stuff. But so there's a ton of games on there, a lot of the Final Fantasy stuff, a lot of really good things, Gran Turismo Sport, everything between 10 and 20. Greedfall, I'm interested in checking that out. I watched one of the guys I followed on Mixer, who is now on Twitch, did Greedfall for a little bit, so it's a little interesting. Darksiders, I have all the Darksider games. So I'm very, that's not bad to get. Just Cause, I'm really excited.
Heather says it's okay.
So yeah. Just Cause, I'm interested in. I think you're going to see a lot of hype coming for it since Tom Holland is playing the main character, a younger version of the main character.
Status is Greedfall.
Yep.
I
It
want
was
to try
okay.
that one.
For $20, I think it might be okay. Middle Earth. I mean, I've already played that one's been around for a while. Good game. Worth $12.50. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say definitely worth. Is that shown Jump
Yes.
Force? Yes.
It is.
Spider-Man Game of the Year. I would say this in a heartbeat. If you don't have it and you want to play it, $20 for this game. I paid $60. I would pay $60 for the game all over again.
Wow.
It's really well done. Spider-Man, great game.
Nice.
Ni no Kuni 2, fantastic game. I need to get back and play more of it. Neo 2 is on here too later on, but it's more expensive. I got that when I watched Ibantis playing it. So
Nice.
it's one game I played about an hour on it. I have so many games I need to get better about playing them.
Right.
So when I see stuff like this and more games to go play and I go buy them, I'm like, oh shoot.
Resident Evil 2 remake for $20. I think you could do better than that as a price point, to be honest.
Yeah.
I loved it. Loved it though.
Well, here's the thing. This is their summer pricing, and this is usually a good indication of what their pricing is going to be for Black Friday during the holidays.
Yep.
Excuse me. They're going to be renaming that. I think it's going to be Cyber Friday from now on. I don't remember how that's going, so forgive me on that one.
Oh, actually, it was an order.
But
Yeah.
but usually it's $5 less than what you see here. So you should probably be able to get Resident Evil remakes for somewhere between $10 to $15 would be my best guess. Star Ocean's on there. Yes, it is. Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, dude, it's an amazing. Secret of Mana, which is the prequel to Trials of Mana. $20. I love the game. You might be able to get it for 15, but it is a fantastic game. I say worth it. Shadow of Tomb Raider for $20 definitive edition. Yeah, I'd say that's worth it. The graphics on that one are some of the stuff used to set trends. Jay, I think Jay would kill me if I don't go get Star Ocean.
Let's see. The way that I could put it to kind of explain all of them, minus the first departure, is essentially a action-based RPG. You could call it a JRPG really, but it's more action-based.
Yeah.
You got combos and skills and party members.
Yep.
There's a lot of story involved as well.
You think it's worth like the $10 to $15 to get it?
Well, being that First Departure is the newest one, then as the remaster one, because actually I have all of those, Geek.
I know, that's why I
I've
asked.
beat all of them. Let's see. Honestly, for integrity and faithfulness, you might be able to find it cheaper than that, I think.
Okay. What about First Departure? Do you think if they were to go start that and never having played any of the Star Oceans, that they would be able to understand the story and everything if they just went straight to First
They're all
Departure?
different.
Okay.
They're not all together. Like they are different. Like each story that you play in them is different from each other. So it's just like Persona where you can jump in and play one.
Yeah.
You don't have to play them all in order. It's the same thing there.
Gotcha. Again, you see Tetris, $20. It's a huge game. I didn't realize how much money was out there, competition wise, esport wise. If you go Google it, sometime you're just gonna be mind blown. Elder
Hey, Geek,
Scrolls
can
for
you
16.
What price was on that Star Ocean game again? What they have there?
So the Star Ocean, like the First Departure, was 14, and goes all the way down to 10.50, depending on which one you're getting.
I mean, with the amount of time that you can actually spend in those, I'd say it'd be worth playing.
Okay.
Because I mean, you'll spend a lot more time in it than $10 worth.
As long as I get an hour's worth of gameplay per dollar spent, I'm a very happy person.
Let's see. For integrity and faithfulness, Geek, I spent 80 hours to get the end game.
Oh, then yeah. So that's definitely worth the $15.
Yeah, and I've only done half the side quest.
Yeah. Skyrim, $15.99, and I can tell you that there's way more gameplay than 15 hours in that. So worth it. Witcher, definitely worth $12. Torchlight's a fun game. I wish that Idle Warrior was on. We could ask him because he was playing all those before he.
I kind of wish Hurt was here too because he's been playing it.
He's been playing Torchlight quite a bit. For $12, it's worth it. I think isn't it Torchlight 3 now?
Yeah. It's on Torchlight 3, but I'd still
Yeah.
like to hear what
Yeah,
Herd
and
had
then,
to say about it.
yeah, and then they have the over 20 games. So you've got a lot of stuff in here. Borderlands 3 for 40. When you start going over 20, and it kind of started losing my interest because these are, and when you go over 20, that's more of a like, I really got to think about my purchase kind of moment. It's the dad in me. It has to be a game that draws me in. Borderlands 3 for $40. Hello, I can get that for $20 online. Sorry. Let me do Xbox or PC. I can get it for much cheaper. So you start looking at those. Dead or Alive for $20. That's not bad. Death Stranding.
Wait, stop. Hold up. Otto, you have not played Skyrim?
Wait,
I haven't.
what?
Yeah, I haven't played Skyrim.
What?
We don't need to spend too much time on this. I just haven't. I don't love first person melee combat.
But
so
you get to
you can
shout
go
like a
third person.
dragon.
I played a lot of The Witcher. I did not play Skyrim. I'm not saying I don't want to play Skyrim. I just didn't invest the 100 or 200 hours or want to put that time in. But
But
I'll just leave now. I'll see you guys later. I'm sorry. Bye.
your
Bye.
PC's coming pre-installed with Skyrim on it, Buckwheat.
Okay. No, I definitely got to check it out.
Yeah. You just broke my brain. Now I'd say that this would be a good deal, Shadowkeep for $20, but if you're a new light player, for $50 you can get everything in one strike. So,
And with Game Pass for
And with-
$15 this fall, you can get everything. Dude.
I'm trying to go through this a little bit quickly because we're getting a little long here. Kingdom Hearts, 100% worth $30, man. Me and Calvin have played the living bejesus out of it. Not
Is
on
Kingdom Hearts too easy?
no,
3?
no.
Okay.
I think it's good. We played it on the Xbox, but this is on PS. So it's up to you. I think $30 is definitely worthwhile on that game. Need for Speed, Neo 2 for 40. I think I paid 50 for mine. So at $10 off,
Yeah.
I can wait for it. You can wait for better pricing. Red Dead Redemption.
Still waiting for Resident Evil 3 price to drop a little bit more. I want it. I
Yep.
want to play it real bad, but
Yeah,
with the demo, I liked it a lot.
I'm gonna get it once it drops under 25. I bet for Cyber Christmas,
Friday.
we'll be able to get. It's kind of my itch too, though.
I like that though.
When it comes to games, Skyrim Vader. Yeah, dude. If I pull up all the time, complain to my Xbox. I say complain, played. I'm over probably 4,000 hours.
What?
Yeah, it's my chill game. Like like when I had surgery on the neck or I did some other stuff, I did a lot of games, but there was so much stuff to go do, side quests, things to build up, things to explore when you get the mods that you could put onto it and everything. I just really, really enjoyed that game. And that's just something I really went into.
Fallen Order, $30. Sorry, go ahead.
Civ 6, definitely worth $30. Spyro and Crash Remastered. Great remaster. My kids play it, but having watched them play it, it's not worth $35 or $40. Wait for it to be like $20, $25. The Jedi Fallen Order, $30. Yeah. I would definitely say
I haven't seen it drop below 30. I think I got it for 30 myself, but I haven't seen it below.
I would say definitely worth 30. Here's what I know would get Jay's attention again. Legend of Heroes, Cold Steel for 24, 2 for 28, and 3 for 44.99. I think those are cheaper on Steam. Correct me if I am wrong.
I think you are right. I think they are cheaper on Steam.
And they always look better on the PC. For right now, anyways. Trials of Mana, $40. Good price for the game. I love the game. Had a lot of time, a lot of fun enjoying that. Fallen Order. I gave Fallen Order a B. I gave it a good B. It wasn't a fantastic, amazing game, but I gave it a B.
I still have to finish it. I gotta go back and
Hey, Otto, you're starting to sound like geek.
Oh no. Oh no, it's happening. I am trying so hard to finish oh my god, on the Switch, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and
Auto.
deep into that.
Auto, look, you know what? Next podcast, we're just gonna have you play it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, so those that don't know, and I don't know if we told Otto, Jay was streaming the other day, and we fired up the Press What to Join Twitch. I streamed for an hour and 3 minutes roughly, and
Nice.
we have made affiliate.
Whoa, nice.
Yes, so we're gonna get that all set up. I've got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a team platform, and I want to make sure it's fair to all team members in the podcast.
Yeah.
That we have something
I'll
universal.
get on there, throw some Destiny 2 on or something.
Yeah.
We'll
Especially
talk about it later.
Yeah, so we can figure that out. But without further ado, we've talked about the Game Pass. We have talked about the PS4 game sale. Talked about a bunch of stuff. I'm sure everyone's ready to talk about the Beyond Light trailer.
Beyond Light, right.
Let's play this bad boy and then get into some nitty gritty stuff. I know Otto's really excited for.
Oh, yeah.
No, media, they are not. I just went to check for you. They are not on sale on PC anymore for now. They most likely will be again.
Parkour.
I see a good way for us to make each other fall off the map.
Mm-hmm. I see some awesome supers being combined together.
That word combo is the thing I got most excited from watching all this stuff.
Like what we don't see here is I'm freezing somebody. What happens if I hit him with a fiery hammer? Does that shatter him even does it more damage? Are you amplifying it?
There's one way to find out.
Even if you pause like a little bit before that, the 3 supers, right? Like the reveal of the, we could maybe we let it, we ran all the way through. We could even start from again and like pause and talk about different parts of it. So yeah, what is also first, like Destiny 2 Beyond Light, like having anything to do with Games Pass showcase, right? Like the big news is obviously that Destiny 2, Forsaken, Shadowkeep, and Beyond Light are going to be coming to Game Pass as part of the November release.
Mm-hmm.
It's, big news, right, in terms of the partnership, opening up the player base and so on, a lot of accessibility there. But then the gameplay itself, obviously, something we've all been waiting to see a little bit more for. Geek, do you want to start from the front end and we can kind of pause halfway through, kind of talk through stuff?
Yep. Cosmodrome, by the way, kind of a vibe.
And yeah, right off the bat here, pausing.
We're at.
Go back a little bit more, even like right here, but like before this, the Guardians walking through the snow, the snow effects and everything, kind of part of this.
Yeah, and you can see it like
vibes,
the footprints.
Yep,
essentially.
Yeah, so cool to see that kind of stuff. You even see, right, the enemies with the Taken I'm not sure if that's the big bad guy or if that's just a Fallen, right? But they have the same types of.
Okay, so for those, this correct me if I gotta show it here. Did we already miss it? I already went past it. It's right on it. So this ship, everyone that is my age instantly thought the original Battlestar Galactica, the fighters from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I feel old. I'm loving.
You can feel it. We can see it.
Did you see this too? Right here, Prime Meridian.
Pausing on environment.
Does that remind you of IO?
Yeah.
Certain structures from IO.
Definitely Vexy.
Mm-hmm. The super. Look at that.
Boom, it is super cool seeing how every, all parts of it, but pause on each one of these, like start with create, right? So one of the things that I like about this, this reminds me of even elements of Mass Effect 2 and 3's gameplay, but just from the concept of priming and detonating abilities.
Yep.
Destiny's always had debuffs and things like that, but I like the idea that you're creating some sort of effect or status or stasis, right? And other people can play off that. But I think that was a clear thing that they were trying to emphasize as part of the game.
So what is it? Is this one here Titan in the front? or is this Hunter? I don't think
Looks like a
it's
Titan to me.
Yeah, I
Hunter
think-
looks like the left. Or no,
Yeah.
Warlock on the left. Hunter on the right.
Okay. Yeah, because this looks like I'm basing this off of cloak, Titan mark here, where you guys can see my mouse, and the band on the arm is what I'm trying to delineate here. So
Nice.
this is what I was using to help me establish whose super was what. So we have the Titan dropping down some ice barricade damaging stuff. I believe that is a Hunter throwing the
It is.
the
As you
ice
can see the
parkour shelf, which I think is
Kinda
going to be
looks like.
really, really kind of cool because all of a sudden jumping puzzles are going to take on a whole different aspect. And I think that the use of those might, and for me, I don't care for jumping puzzles, but solution solving things like this for parkour, I am all about that. I think that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it can even be barriers that
think about it
defense
this way too.
elements.
For other activities, not just the new stuff. Think about if that's the case, like being able to make a barrier on something,
Mhm.
you just made a jump a lot easier for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go back to that previous one too, when he's throwing it on the wall, does it also? It looks like it extends on both sides of the wall, which is interesting.
I think
Not just the area,
I
or
don't.
is
I
there
think
two
it, I think it
grenades?
wraps around. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
wrap
it's
around.
not like because it's not like 2 grenades were thrown. That's 1 grenade.
Yeah, it's just one grenade, and you can see it's
Cool.
wrapping around to an
Yep.
extent. So
I don't know about y'all, but that looks like the Scourge of the Past raid boss.
Looks like 3 of the Scourge of the Past raid
I
bosses.
love the freeze effect. I love
Yep.
the wall barriers, so you can protect yourselves from snipers in PvP now. You can freeze your opponents and then shatter them. I think that's awesome.
Meter says so someone can make me stairs. Yes.
Stairs,
Yes,
yeah.
we can make you stairs.
And head back to the shatter side too, right? So it was what, like create,
Yeah, create,
effectively
shatter.
build.
Hold on here.
But the shatter one is the one that makes me think of that priming and detonating. And
Yeah.
those have always been really fun mechanics. I've
Twisted.
mentioned like,
CAP, boys.
yeah, exactly. I mentioned like Mass Effect 3. Like I always really liked how there was a priming and detonating. They always had like a really satisfying effect. I think Destiny could play with that really well. But you saw like the Titan coming in with their Middle Street Titan ground strike from its melee coming in to shatter something. I would imagine that
A
all
VR
classes
headset
have
inbound.
this.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool. Oh yeah, look at that right there.
What is this weapon? Is this a new legendary? Is it an exotic? What is
Grenade
this?
launcher looks like,
Yeah,
right?
it looks like some sort of grenade launcher or a fusion, like move over Jotun, maybe, because they're trying to break metas.
I mean, I just got Anarchy. I can hang on to it for.
He's like, well, they extended. You get another 7 weeks with it. You're all right.
True. Thank
So-
you, I guess.
Yeah. So I'm very intrigued by what this is going to be. And there's another one that I have a question about as well that we'll talk about towards the end of the trailer.
Mhm.
The swords. So the other weapon I had a question about is right there. What is this? Does anybody remember the name? Is this the new? Is it an auto rifle? Is it a scout rifle? What is this?
I think it's a pulse. I think it's
Is it a
like no
pulse?
time to explain. No.
What's that one from D1?
It is, I think it is that one from D1.
What's the name
I
of
just
it?
can't remember the name. I'll get it real quick.
Pain. No time.
Patience and Time.
Patience and Time. Yeah. So maybe it's a remake of Patience and Time. I don't know. The other thing I like is I'm going to allude back to No Time to Explain. That one.
I had it, and then I deviated away.
You're such a dork. Twisted. Anyways, this triangle here, ship, those are the Dorito ships, right? It still reminds me of Gambit when I go visit the 9. All those upsided inversed triangles, like you go in on those mystery things for Azure, and you have the triangle pointed down. It looks like a ship that's inverted. So, but they're white instead of black. So, are there 2 sides that we're just not catching on that one? So I'm intrigued by that as well. I'm really excited about everything that's coming. I'm glad we're finally getting a new class, not a subclass or anything like that. A new ability to a subclass, but I'm ready for the expansion. Destiny is going to ruin triangles for me for the rest of my life, right? I mean, I can't look at those and not think of Doritos anymore because of freaking CB. Go figure. So Doritos and triangles, man.
I think we were all thinking Doritos.
Mm-hmm. But
Yep.
so I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited what they're doing with the Game Pass concept. So
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
mm-mm.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Bungie, I think, has a pedigree of doing marketing the right way, right? Like they had a delay and they know how to come back right from that with some positive news to help keep
Well-
the media cycle on the right
well,
side.
well, you
And
know that
it's-
people are still going to pay for it.
Yep.
And for this one here, they're like, hey, if we put this on, because they're going to get a cut
Mhm.
Of that. And they're trying to look at how they can bring in as much revenue from different streams as possible.
Yep.
And it's just another way of doing it and solidifying a partnership, a very solid one, without
Right.
resorting to exclusivity, like they had for so long with Sony when you had these dungeons or strikes that were specific, or loot,
Yep.
like Borealis forever and stuff. So I think they're getting around that. So I'm really excited to see what they're doing with it. And I do think that we're starting to see creative freedom show itself, whereas when they left Activision, there was some concern and some recovery time that they had to look at. So I'm excited for what Destiny's got to offer.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's win-win news for gamers. You know, like even for me, I've got a lot of friends that have maybe lapsed in the game, or even like new light players. This is a great way for them to still play with me and make those decisions if they want to keep purchasing. One question I had too for Jay, if you haven't pre-ordered Beyond Light, is it still worth pre-ordering, or do you wait for Game Pass if you have that on Xbox?
Well, you've got to remember that the Xbox Game Pass is specific to Xbox in this context, not PC. What this does give me, though, is the fact that instead of having to pay for the expansion on 2 platforms, I've pre-ordered on PC, and now I can do it on the Xbox for a very, very reasonable price. So, the only thing lacking now is the PS5. How are they going to compete with that?
Right.
I must
Jay,
have missed
masterful timing, by the way.
What was that, by the way?
It's all good. We can move on from it. Jay's just on top of his job there. That was good.
Gone.
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting stuff. I'm excited for it. I want to see more gameplay. I'm glad that they're already ramping up the media cycle for the gameplay. But I wanted to ask about that purchasing, because in my current shoes, right, I still have to get the PC, right? Like it's in the works, but I'm in that deciding stage where I'm like, should I pre-order? Should I wait on Game Pass? But yeah, I think to some of the guys' points in chat here too, right? You're going to get that pre-order. In the end, it may leave Game Pass at some point, so it may be worth buying. And if you think about that price difference, right, you can pay $70 for the entire year of Destiny, or you probably have to, you can get that for free, but you still have to buy the season pass for $10.
Yeah.
So that's $40 for the year on season passes. So it may shake out to be, the same in the end for the consistent Destiny player, but it's great value add to bring in that audience and make sure that Destiny's got people playing that new content, especially with the very competitive slate of other games in the fall season coming up.
Dude, that's the one. I mean, there was a lot of speculation when they announced that they had to push it back. And after watching and reading a lot of the news articles surrounding like the Xbox Game Pass and even some of the PS5 announcements, and this is pure speculation on my part, but I will not be surprised if November 10th is the sale date or availability date for Xbox and PS5. Because there's so many games that are looking that window. I'm just like, wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Right, because Cyberpunk, right, obviously moved theirs back and probably had to make a decision on when they moved it back from September all the way to November, 17th or 19th or something like that. Yeah, it's a good point.
So I'm still going to be buying the Series X right away. I am not going to be buying the PS5 till probably 6 months later. I need more public opinion on how it runs, its temperatures, sounds, and all that stuff. So we'll see. I might get burnt for buying a Series X, but with the kids I have and the games that we play and everything else, and the fact that the 360 that's in my son's room is dying, I got to get something. Might as well.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
Jim, hardcore. Okay. Hardlock. You got to change your name, dude. How's it going, bud? And welcome. We're almost over. We just got done talking about everything. But we do the VOD and get it all up there. So, I'm really excited for what's coming. I'm excited for all the games out there. I have no idea how I'm going to fit all those games in. With what we've seen, what's coming at launch of Xbox and PS5, the stuff that we've already slated to know about, like Cyberpunk 2077, Scarlet Nexus, Halo Infinite, Avowed, Fable.
Which is later though. That's not
Re-Reckoning for Microsoft, which comes out here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
There is anyone that says that right now there's a lull in games really hasn't checked it out. There's a ton of stuff to check out.
Right.
I know Jay's really excited. He doesn't even have to look it up. When does Cold Steel 4 come out, Jay?
October 27th.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't even have to, he doesn't have to look it up. He's ready for it. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there.
I ain't gonna lie. Like the same thing I did for Persona when I bought the big one. The one that came with the special collector's edition thing. That's what I did for this one too.
Nice.
Because every Cold Steel game I have the collector's edition set.
Did it come with a metal box on this one too?
Yes.
Okay.
This one will come in another box as well.
Are you going to stream it?
Don't know. Yep.
Because I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I need to see some gameplay. Because I know Otto isn't going to stream. I don't even have to ask him that.
I mean, even with that monitor behind him.
That is an old 720p TV. I wish that was a nice monitor.
Still newer than Sunshine's.
Oof.
So, I had not ever, Jay did an awesome job building a PC for his sister. Thing works fantastic. Neither one of us foresaw one technical difficulty that arose for him.
User error?
No, that a TV monitor or TV that his sister was going to use as her monitor, even though it had HDMI port on it, was so old that it wouldn't, the graphics card, a 2060 card wouldn't support the plasma TV. What it was like 17 years old.
As you say that, Sunshine appears.
What?
She's looking. We're just talking about your TV.
It's like a plasma TV, dude. I think it's like max res is like 748.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah. So, but I'm excited. She's on PC now. We're seeing a lot of people start moving to PC. I'm really interested to see what the gameplay is with field of view, the graphics, the frames, everything. How we're going to see if the next gen consoles do hold up, and if they slow down what I'm noticing as the PCs have become cheaper to build and to get into, if we're going to see a slowdown and an exodus to PC gaming. Geek finally got 1080p working on stream. What was it, dude? Was it a setting on your side, or was it something YouTube had to figure out? So for those who don't know, Vegeta streams on YouTube, and he was streaming at 720 because he couldn't get it go to a 1080 on. I'm not sure what the cause on that was. It was a gift hand-me-down. Telly. Sunshine, we love you. We do. I was just picking on it. It was what an interesting aspect is that I had never dealt with hooking up a TV that was the HDMI was the original HDMI 1.0 port that is not supported by the 2000 series cards. Huh. So maybe they applied upscaled transcoding to your channel. I don't know. I'll have to go look at it, dude. That's pretty cool, though. I remember that. Remember when we talked about it, and my friend looked into it and said that they were making some changes on their back end. So that could have been it. I'll be interested. We'll have to go look. I'll go read about it. So yeah, I'm looking forward, Jade, to you playing Cold Steel, and even if you don't stream it, maybe doing some captures to share so I can make the decision.
Yeah, well, I already know I'm gonna play it, so
Yeah, I know. I'm not even asking if you are. I know already. I know how many times you're probably going to play it too.
only 3
mhm.
minimum.
My wife talked to me. She's like, "Okay, how many more games are you buying this year?" And I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Well, I'm just trying to figure out how much I get to spend for Christmas." I'm like,
Ooh.
"Oh, probably a lot."
So are you honest? You do like white lies here?
No,
Like,
so a little marriage counseling here. To be completely honest in all your transactions, we made a rule a long time ago. If you spend over $50, we have to talk to each other about it.
yeah.
And so we, some people are like, because money can be one of the biggest reasons for fights in a relationship. But if you're completely transparent with each other on what you want to do, where the money's going, what the money's being spent on, why you want to do it, and you talk it out, most of the time, things are just fine. So we talk all the money out. And the other thing that we do that my parents didn't do is we involve our kids in our financial decisions. I know they're only 5 and 7, but I firmly believe that if they understand how important financial responsibility is, and they learn it from a younger age, when they get to high school, when they get to college, they're going to understand what the parents went through with the decisions that had to be made for finances. So I don't want to do what my parents did. I had no financial experience when I got out of high school. I learned some stuff the hard way, and I don't want my kids to have to make that same mistake. So they're going to live those with us from day one. So
that sounds good though.
Didn't mean to deteriorate from gaming, but or deter from gaming. That's just Papa Geek speak for some life lessons that we've learned.
Yeah. Right on.
Vatter's like, that's why I'm not married yet. I like how you said yet, dude. By the way, Vatter, as soon as this COVID stuff's over, you and I got to hang out for some barbecue in the backyard, brother. Speaking of streaming PC stuff, Geek, have any thoughts on the Corsair IQ Nexus hub that is launched?
That he approves.
Yes. But what is she after it for?
Brandon Miller.
Oh no, that's hardcore. Yeah. Or Harlock. I keep saying Harlock. I was the first one who got it. He has in game, if you go to Steam, the first part of his name is actually Harlock after the anime series. So I like the IQ stuff.
Spence.
Ew.
What's up, Spence? A little late. It's all right. We forgive you.
So Otto.
Yes.
Final thoughts on Destiny 2 Beyond Light. White Geek is looking something up.
Well, I was trying to see if it'll let me show it. I have IQ Nexus software loaded for my PC, but it's set not to share. So I'm not going to try and show you the IQ parts. And there's JJ.
Yo,
JJ.
What's up, brother?
I mean, yeah, final thoughts on Stasis gameplay. Very excited. I'm looking forward to, and I think at this point, expecting each big release Destiny to introduce something that changes the gameplay. Last year with Shadowkeep, it was finishers. Well, they're not going to be anywhere close to as big as what this is going to do, right? I like that they keep wanting to evolve the combat in some way to keep freshening it up, and I'm excited by what they see here. The biggest things, right, like priming and detonating of attacks, I think in particular has got me really interested. I think that could play well with the 3-man teams, layering on how you take out champions and all the other big baddies, right, that you might face. So excited by that. I wasn't expecting a gameplay reveal this week at all, so the surprise was also really cool to see.
I think that the gameplay reveal, the new class reveals, illusions to what those classes can be, that gets our hype going, because we just saw them tossing stuff out, and we saw something that we hadn't seen before, with the notion or them alluding to the fact that we can now have two different classes, or like a warlock and a titan, or a hunter, and we can combine our supers at the same time to have a much more impacting event occur for boss control, crowd control, or anything like that. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how that works together, combined with the brand new areas and the moon or the planet in Europa and all that stuff. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. Am I disappointed that it's 7 weeks further away? Not really. Not really. Having done something
I'm
that Jay
kind of
and
glad it is that time away. I've got some stuff to do.
Yeah, we got stuff to do, and there's a lot of people wanting help, man. I think
I meant for trails.
Well, for trails for you, but for like,
I got other priorities.
I was like, for me, I'm at a point now where, like, with Destiny, I'm going to be streaming regular games on Monday, because what we're seeing now is there's a lot of heavy activity from Tuesday and throughout the beginning of the week, and by the end Sunday or Monday, people have kind of wanting to take a little break from D2 because the season's kind of getting to that point. So we're going to be doing that. And I'll be streaming other games on Monday, but we're doing a lot of stuff on Wednesdays, and I haven't seen any signs of it slowing down for people wanting help to do raid triumphs, to get Teraba, to get Anarchy. Although I think between JJ, Unforsaken J, Vegeta, JJ's Living Prophet, by the way, Winzilla, and a couple other guys, and myself, we have probably helped, and Jason's been involved in some of this. So many people in this chat right now that have grouped with us and gone and helped us to go get people Anarchy. I want to say that we've probably in this season alone probably farmed up over 100 Anarchies for different people, not duplicates, not for stuff for us, but for, I would easily say 100 Anarchies for people that we've met through streaming, through CB, or any of that other stuff. It's just been fantastic, and we're starting to do that with Teraba. I finally got Teraba. It dropped twice for me in one night. I used it. It's just like Living Prof in chat and he said when he was explaining it to me, once you can understand how to make it proc, that's a pretty dang good little weapon.
Nice.
So we're going to be doing Crown more, but it's interesting to see how things are shaping up. But I definitely see myself moving forward now, streaming 2 different games a week. But I did want to share something with people. I'm just going to drag it over. The video is going to be out this week, and next week I will be using it for the stream. But you got this on screen and on camera. I got the Elgato all the way set up, and oh my gosh, it is so awesome. What I'm trying to wait for is to finish the setup video part, because I had to wait for a different splitter to come in for those people using analog headphones, not digital ones. But you can add right here one source for your capture, and Xbox comes in over that, and everything is digital, and it is super easy. And you add your game capture device, and then you can add a second headphone device, and turn both the headphone on and the Wave 3 and your default headset. And instead of having all that splitter stuff and trying to figure out if people are going to be able to hear it, it does it all here in one shot for you. So if you're streaming from PS4 or from Xbox, and you're always struggling with people be able to hear your party chat, you're getting rid of your second headphones, you're getting rid of your second mic. It does it all right here. It's so freaking awesome. But
sweet, yeah.
So we'll plan on probably trying to break those down either next week. Although next week, I'm going to say, I don't know if we're going to have time. Next week, we're going to be really focused on artists, artwork, what their thought processes are. We got a pretty cool guest lined up, and
maybe an earlier show next week.
Yeah, possibly.
Still working out timing wise.
Keep an eye out. Our guest is from overseas, so we might have to make a show a little bit earlier.
Yeah. We'll put the feelers out there too in the Discord, targeting like preliminary 6 p.m. Eastern as a start time, so 3 hours earlier, just to help with the time zone conversion to Germany.
Ash from the DCP podcast.
I mean, I would love to get Ash. Ash does amazing artwork that for each guest that comes on the show. I mean, that's cool.
That would be pretty sick. I have no relationship with him though. Maybe after we have
Sure,
our show
yeah.
next, or after we get the show, we might be able to have her come on. I know a lot of people that do art, and it's such an amazing area. I wish I was skilled enough to do stuff like that, but I'm not. I found out I can order the Wave 3 through Amazon China once it gets back in stock. Oh, that's cool, Jason. I got mine. I ended up directly ordering mine from Elgato, because I don't trust Amazon right now. To not
From
give
like
me-
a
they're so overpriced on price gouging.
price gouging. Okay.
And there's a lot of sellers on there that aren't vetted selling used product is new, or selling something that's not even the right product. So
Yeah.
I'm really, they need to get a hold on that, because for me, Amazon's fast becoming an eBay 2.0.
Fair.
But-
Fair. I did just get my Destiny 2 cookbook on Amazon though, so I was like,
Okay,
whoa,
all right.
what happened with Amazon?
As soon as you get it, you let me know, because if it's got it's some chicken recipes,
It'll be
for
here
Cade
tomorrow,
6,
so
I'll
let you
buy
know.
it. I'll buy it.
All right,
But,
good.
so-
I'll let you know.
So yeah. But for those that are looking to get an all-in-one solution for streaming, I know this was on the card and we're running a little bit late here. Having now really done some intensive testing with the Wave 3, having done the Blue Yeti and all that other stuff, I can honestly tell you, I down the road, I'll probably still end up with the Goal XR and a really high-end or a much more defined microphone. But for anyone getting into streaming and everything else that wants to have all the control, be able to separate your browser from your music, from your headphones, I now have it set up because of the Wave 3 Wavelength software. I have this set up here. However, if I want to get up, I have to go to the kitchen and go check on my kids. I can put the arm mic down, hit a button on my Stream Deck, and it'll transfer the mic from my Blue Yeti or from the Elgato to this mic. It's just that hot and ready to go. So I'm really excited about what you can do with the Wave 3. I would have to recommend it for about $200 is what it's going to cost you. It sells for, I wouldn't get the Wave 1, get the Wave 3. You can get everything for about $200. It's pretty damn good. DCP several. Wait, what?
Oh, that's a good point. Spence there. And Atomic, here's a link for the cookbook. I got mine on Amazon. It's sold out on Bungie store.
Yep. Is it sold out on? Uh-oh. Watch this, guys. Watch this. It is sold out, but is it sold out
On Amazon?
Amazon. What is it
Turning into
called?
personal shoppers here.
What is this?
Destiny 2
Bungie
cookbook. Yeah.
Destiny.
See if I can beat you to it. Oh, this looks like it's. It looks like add to cart. I don't see a delay. Oh, that is a huge query string. Sorry about that.
But yep. Okay. My wife's gonna kill me. Sorry.
I mean, it's a little cheaper on Amazon too, so I mean that helps,
yeah,
right?
$2 cheaper, please, free shipping. I'm okay with
But I'll
that.
let you know. I have it set to get in tomorrow, so I'll let you know if the recipes are there. But obviously, it's some fun stuff. Bungie had an article too on it, just talking with one of the artists. It's more than just like dessert doodle stuff too. I think they tried to reach into the lore, or also create thematic stuff around it, as well as some exotic weapon themed ones. Like there was one that's going to be based off like Izanagi's burden, right? So they try to get creative with it.
It'll be interesting. My wife's always trying to figure out stuff for us to try out anyway, so
yeah,
why
good
not?
stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's all I got today, fellas. I had a long day, so my brain is shot at the end of the show.
Yeah, I'm good.
That says, I demand to see Auto cook something from the book on stream while having a discussion.
You know what? I mean, I could record parts of me cooking it, but I will try and bring something I've cooked on show, and you could watch me eat it, or I could just show it off.
It's called Instagram for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Cage ramen. Oh man, if there's a ramen recipe in there,
there is.
my wife.
I'm gonna cook it too.
Now you got to understand, since I went to the Japan and we stayed with my sister-in-law over there, who's lived over there for 20 years, you're gonna be hard pressed to find
an
some
apron.
ramen that was better than I had. So
So, all right, Geek, how long do you boil an egg to get it soft boiled? Do you have any like tips on that, or I'm just curious? 'Cause I'm still trying to perfect it on my end.
I don't really time it. It's where the egg
Wait,
is resting.
Are
or
you seriously
spinning.
asking how to do an egg? Like, why we're still talking?
Yeah, soft
The
boiled
heck?
eggs. Oh, and ramen, absolutely.
All right, no, I was saying like, look, we went from talking cookbook, for Destiny, and now Otto's like, hey man, can I get a little advice on how to cook?
Well, I mean, 5-6 minutes is what I typically time it out. I didn't know you're curious, Jay. So I've been trying to perfect it though.
I mean, I understand you need help. Otto.
Look at
It's
chat;
fine.
they're blowing up. Look at all this demand. They love my egg talk. It's
Hold on.
Everybody's just saying do it live.
All right, you guys are thinking this is going to be really funny, but if you want a manly apron and you do barbecue, right there, that, my friends, is a chainmail apron. Live out your inner MMO, baby. Chainmail
wow.
apron. Yep.
Otto's
Do
only
you
going to
have
get
that?
it if it's pink.
The
Yeah,
wife
definitely.
got one ordered for me. They custom make them, so I don't know how long it takes.
Wow.
We saw it on
Nice.
a butcher, one of the YouTube channels I follow for butchering. They had it, and she's like, "That is a great Father's Day gift." So it's that's what we did, and it's just a while to get it. But Kenny Varco, NFL player who started G1. And all
Get
the
live.
people,
Oh my God.
yeah, G1, and I know he got rid of a bunch of people from the one Destiny, or not Destiny group, but the Discord group and stuff, that gamer group that was associated with, that was pointed out as cheaters. Is that the one you're talking about? He dumped a lot of those guys. Am I on the right track?
So also with Kenny Vaccaro though in NFL and G1, Giggs just signed with G1. So
Yeah,
while there are players in G1 that did have some cheating
BSK,
scandal
RSK,
or rumors,
I don't remember the name of the.
honestly, my feed doesn't have too much of that in it these days.
Yeah, he separated himself
two
and then
sides
is
of it,
just
though.
growing it. So the guy has been pretty much upstanding, and he acquired that. He developed G1, stood that up as a new game team for esports and stuff like that. And as soon as he heard about the negativity and all that stuff, the
Sorry,
link for
veteran guardian, go me.
I want you to
an elegant meal. All right.
What am I sending you a link for? The chainmail apron? I'm confused, or do you want the book link?
We're going off the rails here. Jay's just letting it happen too. He's just sitting back. He's like, these guys.
That's yeah. I guess
It's a long week, man. I drove in a car for 5 hours today and just been sitting all day.
Lumi and BSK. That's it. BSK.
I'm just letting you go for it, bud. Because now you're gonna have to cook live on stream.
Dude, you know what? I am completely. I am so looking forward to when this.
Well, I mean, Otto's
over.
on a laptop, so it's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
he can set it there, aim the camera.
Well, I got the mic that's extendable. It's got the robot arms or whatever.
Vader will tell you right there. As soon as COVID is over, I'm having them over. The kids can play together in the backyard. They got to watch out for dog poop, but she wants the link for chainmail apron. Wow. Okay. But yeah, I'll set up the cameras in the backyard, wireless, and stream it, just barbecuing, having a good time. Some of the recipes and stuff we're using, I figure we could do brisket and huli chicken and, all that good stuff.
That's kind of the point, Vet. I'm just letting it go deeper and deeper because now we can start talking about food and then, a low country boil.
Do some crawfish, Vader, we could do brisket and like a crawdad cook.
You really could, man. Those things
Jay could drive. Jay's gonna drive out here. We might be able to get Dreamy to come down. I know Hurt doesn't live I think he's like 4 hours from me. The only one that's like decently far away is the guy that bought the cookbook to begin with. Fish
That's
fry?
all right. That's all right. Boston to Texas isn't too bad of a flight.
It's gonna depend, Vader. My wife, and I'm on board with her on this one. When it comes to fish fry, she doesn't like batter on her fish. Her being from the Philippines, she figures that you batter fry stuff and it kind of masks it.
Hey, look, you know about them catfish nuggets though?
Yeah. Now that said, I did when I was in Vegas, I paid the extra and went to Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips place, and then I went and took a lesson. I have the recipe and everything else, and I don't drink beer, but I bought the beer he uses. We could do his fish and chips, dude. That batter recipe is legit on how he cooks it. And
Vet says we no longer talk about video games when we cook and eat.
mm-hmm. Well, you know, hey, what? We got to eat to play.
We always eat.
You got to eat to play, right? I make cinnamon butter with...
What are the best gamer snacks in the Destiny cookbook?
Striper or stripper?
Like gaming.
Vader. 1P makes a big difference.
Cinnamon butter with strippers. All right.
You can, just saying, it makes a huge difference for context.
Well, whatever you do in your free time, bro, that's on you. Wow. Do not need to know your personal preference.
Oh my gosh, that was so awesome. I'm sorry, Vader.
You got donuts in the background too, geek.
Yeah, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? Oh my gosh. So next week we're going to be heavy on art stuff. The guest that we have on the show, she's a little timid, a little shy, but she does some amazing artwork. We'll start hyping her out towards the middle of the week, and maybe have another guest on as well that we'll follow up. We don't know yet. We won't know more on that until Sunday.
Going to be an earlier show, most likely. So just prep for that too. We'll get you guys the official time when that is, but because it definitely has to be after work, East Coast time at least.
Yep. So pretty excited for that. Again, and you guys, if you hit us up in the Discord, if you'll let us know what you think, when you want for some ideas, we're looking for more ideas. We're always trying to branch out, get more things, more discoverability. I'm trying to get some game developers to come on the show. I've reached out to some journalists to see if they'd be welcome to come on the show to talk about how they go about finding their stories and sharing their information. JJ, you are always welcome, my brother. Always. And so it's just, we're trying to branch out. We want to make sure that we cover everything. We're being very fair in all the stuff that we do. And I'm really excited for what we have on the horizon, and really excited for the growth that we see. And we're keeping really positive on it. So pretty excited.
Right on.
Pound kick.
All right, guys. I think it's time for me to go get a snack. What do we say? Some sign-offs here, and we'll let everybody go have a great weekend.
Okay. Jay, you want to lead us off?
Yeah, I reckon so. I mean, one question though, before we end. What is your go-to meal that you have to have?
Mine?
Yeah, both of you.
If you ask my wife, as long as she has rice, she's good. For me, if I go too long without it, I get a little cranky. I love really good smoked brisket, and I love my wife's what's called lechon kawali. It's pork belly with the skin still on it, and you bake it or fry it, and then you hit it with really high temp to crisp the skin so it's really crackling.
Nice.
And you get all the fats and the juices and everything else, so it's bacon with the crispy skin on it. And I love that stuff. Those would be my two go-to.
Nice.
Vader's got pulled pork. Okay, I can do pulled pork.
All right, Otto. What you got there, bud?
Probably, I mean, there are probably more exotic things, but I'd say mashed potatoes, right? Steak tips and Brussels sprouts. That's a easy go-to for me.
Geek's got to think about that one. Look what you've
What
done.
is so weird?
You said Brussels sprouts?
Yeah.
So Brussels sprouts.
Wait. What is wrong with
tips
Brussels sprouts, Geek?
and mashed potatoes? Vegeta
How do you
said
feel about
spaghetti.
asparagus? Like asparagus is an awesome vegetable. Wait. Do you not like vegetables? Is this a vegetable thing that you have going on here?
No, I just Brussels sprouts.
They're super easy. You chop them, you put garlic and salt and pepper, and you cook them for 40 minutes.
That said, Geek disliked that. If there was thumbs down for that,
I probably say many weird things on this show, but
And
like
but
out of
I
all
get
of them
that
that this guy keeps.
Brussels sprouts your go-to vegetable.
Yeah, maybe cucumber if we are talking about accessibility, right? Like you just buy them, whatever. Go.
See,
for
I do
salt
a
and pepper.
mean. I take cucumbers
Mhm.
and onion
Yeah.
and tomato, and I slice those up, toss them in a bowl with some vinegar, some salt and pepper, and some other stuff, and I use that as a salad. That's my default salad.
I really like that. That also makes me think of
Otto, you
tomato
just
pesto
like
basil
spurred
as well.
chat
But
with Brussels sprouts.
oh man, I love Brussels. They're just
Triggered.
easy. Oh man, yeah, right. I don't know what to say.
You know, you like
I have to have a
fried
vegetable though.
squash.
I used to
No to the what is this, chat? JJ, are you kidding me with the no Brussels? Come on.
squash depends on how it's cooked. When I was growing up, my mom used to cook yellow squash a certain way, and it got all mushy.
Oh
And
yeah,
I had the
No,
texture problem. You're like talking to that. I can't eat.
Yeah.
I like the flavor of cottage cheese or tapioca, but I can't eat it because the texture just triggers me.
Huh. Ranch or blue cheese, real quick, Geek.
Ranch, unless I make the blue cheese.
Okay. So also on the squash or the zucchini, grill, right? Like I like grill way better than like steamed.
Mhm.
Steamed vegetables, fine. I definitely am far more into baking or.
JJ with the caps, ranch.
Yeah. I like you nailed it on the head. I will much rather grill vegetables. I have the special stainless steel plates that go on my grill, so I can lift and dump them off easily. But I like the caramelization you get from grilling a vegetable, just so much more. And I don't have to worry about pots or anything. More cooking I can do on the grill or outside, the more happy I am. So I like taking corn while it's still in the husk, injecting it with a clarified butter mixed with flavor, and then you grill that off, and then you cut the end off, and you can just squeeze the husk, and the corn comes straight out.
Wow.
So why are we talking about a cooking show? Oh,
I mean, we got
hey,
a barbecue
we were
channel.
talking about food, so I was like, well,
5%
man, why don't we just Sunshine with grilled pineapples? Oh my god.
Oh, dude, I did a.
Okay, if Wynn could see that comment right now.
So, I did a pineapple upside down cake topped with a grilled caramelized glaze, pineapple that went on top. It was so freaking good, and I bet I could get Wynn to eat that.
Sweet.
It
Cooking
was.
podcast. Let's go.
I mean,
every Wednesday.
I've got a apple cinnamon cheesecake. That
Well, you know what we? Oh yeah, Jay does some great cheesecakes. You know what? We get the cookbooks, man. We could do another channel on YouTube and start doing the Destiny Cooking Hour with the Reject Guardians.
God.
What do you guys think? Would you tune in for that? We could get
I'm
CB involved because he wants to do a cooking channel.
Yeah, if we leaned into it and got like super serious, but in a like kind of satirical way, right? Like knew we were taking it too seriously. I think it could be a funny like one-off parody kind of thing.
No, so I think it'd be. Oh man, the wheels in my head are turning. Dangerous pastime. I know.
You know, like we know other Destiny people out there that cook as well.
What we could do then is we could take the cameras and we could get and set those up in the kitchens and stuff when we're cooking, and we could stream and people could see. We could challenge each other to make the same dish. 3 different people or 4 different people making the same dish, and that TV show. Let's say how it's made and how it turned out. Did they get close enough to? Oh my gosh!
Oh, and Vegeta has the spin wheel he does for the raids.
Harlock's like trials of the kitchen.
Things.
Trials of the kitchen. Oh my gosh, dude! Oh, let's do it. I'm gonna
Wow!
Oh my
look what I started. Woohoo!
It's
Jay, I think we completely skipped over your answer. I don't even remember if you
cheesecake.
answered at this point. I'm just
no. I said I could make a cheesecake.
Okay, it's going in my diary journal. It is going.
Let's go.
It makes it in, guys. If you're watching right now, you want to see it happen, give me a yes. Tell me a yes right now. I want to see the screen fill up with yeses. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, so many yeses up there too. Like you have to scroll up for the other yeses, right? Like there are yeses above that are maybe.
That you would be involved in it, baby. You know that. You know you would be throwing in. Oh man. Okay.
Wow.
The question is, how often will we do it? It could be like once or twice a month. It couldn't be weekly. That would be really hard to do.
Well, let's start with once, right? Like walk before we run, but like let's do one and see if it's
Oh,
okay, and then we can plan out
small-minded
like the
person.
sequence.
You small-minded person. We all have to cook and eat. Come on.
Just
I know my
simplicity,
wife.
man.
My
Do you know how hard it is to get a group of people to do something?
I know how hard it is to get you to do something. Jay and I are together all the time.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I do this. I'm with you here every Friday. You get my beautiful face. I talk. I say
Yeah,
things.
but Otto, we only see you once a week anymore. You got too good for us.
So, I think it'd be fun. I think my wife would be totally down for it too, because that means she doesn't have to cook that night.
Spence says, "Wow, shade."
Where's that like Homer Simpson disappear emote? I need
2
to,
months,
like, hit
2
that
times
right
a month.
now.
We can try this out. We'll see what we can make happen.
Oh,
I'm
man.
loving the idea. Okay, once you get your cookbook, I get mine. We're gonna have to figure out what's in there.
Yep.
We'll have to get some copies to Jay.
But you just said out here roasting Otto.
And then you know what? Because I know CB's into this stuff too. Vegeta, correct me if I'm wrong. CB likes to cook too, right?
Ebontis likes cheesecakes.
Yeah, so we could
Right.
get Ubont. So Otto and I and somebody
Where,
else could
like,
do
when
like
we
the
do our
main
meetup,
course.
like me and Ebontis have talked
Yeah.
about it. Like we're trading like 6 cheesecakes to each other.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, that bungee trials, bread in the middle, and trials in the middle. Right?
Perfect. That's perfect. All right, I think this is gonna be awesome.
Dude, that's gonna be like French toast.
Oh
with a
man,
Destiny logo on
brilliant.
it.
Destiny French toast.
Yeah.
It's like chicken and waffles, Cade waffles, and
Mm,
Yeah.
Vader stripper cinnamon butter.
I'm so hungry.
Oh my gosh, we're going. We just went down
Off
a
the
rabbit hole.
rails.
Whoop, we were gone.
A girlfriend hasn't come in to be like, you have to get off the podcast yet. So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Let's just do it. Everyone's just like, okay. I've written it down. We'll get the details hammered out offline. By the way, if you stream and you don't do a journal, you can do digital or whatnot. I really recommend writing down you having like a thoughts journal, things that you found that work for you, don't work. Yeah, I'm almost my second one. I love it to death, and it's fantastic. Now, I know Spark agrees with this one. I have a spiral notebook for a reason. I'm left-handed, so I can take the spiral and write in it from the back to the front,
Nice.
and not worry about dragging over the rail. So.
Right on.
So
All it
gaming
took to
and
spark
food.
everything. Gaming and food.
Who knew? Simple.
Well, I mean, you need food to game.
Press what to eat.
Press what
to
to eat.
eat. Okay, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just gonna write that one down too.
All right, guys. I'm Autonomy. Right now, you can find me on Twitter, working on a side project that may be here at some point. But on Twitter, you can find me Autonomy AUT0NOMY.
And I'm GMD Geek. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube as GMD Geek, and just all around having fun.
Heck yeah. Jay?
All right. You can find me at Unforsaken J on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
Awesome. All right, guys. Again, hit us up on the Discord with other ideas and any things you'd like to see discussed. Let us know.
Hit us with your favorite food.
Yeah, favorite food.
Oh.
Favorite food, dessert, and drink. Hopefully not alcoholic, because a lot of us don't drink. But
Oh. Well, my
Or-
drink was going to be alcoholic.
are
Never
both
mind.
your favorite alcoholic drink and non-alcoholic drink for those of us that don't drink. So hit us up with those so we can start brainstorming, and we'll go from there.
Meteor caught throwing the shade. Please get the blog done. I have
No,
faith
no,
in you.
that's fair. And the reason it's taking us so long, though, is I'm also trying to like do it on my company's CMS
Excuses.
platform, and I'm learning like
Oh.
the newer like coding language that we have. So I'm building the site and learning the coding language. So I need to just do the site and
We
not worry
forgive
about
you.
the-
We get it. We get it.
Yeah, exactly. What you just said, Otto, that's exactly what you need to do.
No, I do.
Work
I
on
need
the
to just
site.
do the easy version and worry about like learning at some other time. But yes,
Do it together. Kind of get like a rough draft of it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then edit it as you go.
yeah.
All right. Anyways, appreciate everyone stopping by. We all do. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. Wouldn't be having the fun that we're doing. Again, if you need anything, let us know. If you need help with something, let us know. If we can do anything to assist, whether it be in gaming, hardware, streaming, anything like that, please let us know. Quick side note, in the GMD Geek Gamer Discord, in the How to Stream section, I posted a video for those that stream. Go check it. It helps with some color issues that I struggle with and that I know Glad had problems with. And it made a huge difference. Very simple changes, especially if you're using a Elgato capture device. Anyways, thanks everybody. And until next time, we will see you guys in game or around. Stay out of trouble.
Later.
All right. Bye.